They don't have a spot for her to trim yet.
Audio is working fine.
So she was like, "Hey."
The audio, yeah.
Well,
So what's she
gonna
doing?
nice.
Just like T&M or?
Yeah, pretty much right now. They haven't. She said she did the safety crap,
Right.
all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like what you get in, then you have to go through all their stuff,
Mhm.
and then their training, and
See,
then their...
She doesn't realize that. I better pull my mic up here.
Yeah, that one you
check
got to
it.
speak into.
I know, you gave me the hardcore one
Quiet
here.
boy.
Because this is like ours.
Yeah. I've got to make it bigger. That's what he said.
I wish I could make mine bigger.
Me too.
It's just unanimous across the board.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brando, do you want to share this to Game Addicts?
I sure will.
But,
How dare you? How dare you, sir?
wait, what? I'm confused.
Blaine said, "Do you quarrel, sir? Do you bite your thumb at thee?
Bite my thumb at thee!
Do you quarrel, sir?"
this took an unexpected turn. Holy
I quarrel.
shit! But so I'll just switch to nice.
Do you quarrel, sir? Do you bite your thumb at thee?
Bite my thumb at thee!
Do you quarrel, sir?
I remember in high school when we read Romeo and Juliet and then
Mhm.
watched the movie, and we're just all walking around like. Well, we took bite your thumb as in like kind of like a flip.
I've always taken it literal.
I mean, you can. You
It's-
definitely can.
It's meant to be taken literal.
I think. I don't know. I'm not like a Renaissance Italian, so I can't say.
Truth. So you see the logo?
Movie, and we're just all walking around like.
That was me and Brandon's
I made
idea.
that just for you and Mike.
I dig it.
It was supposed to be just for us, and then he's like, since we came here, I was like, put it up there.
Just fucking plug it right in.
And Brandon's like, hey, do you not want to do a podcast this week? Yes.
Yeah,
This
so
works.
This is gonna go up on like both feeds. It's
Sweet.
Like one show, 2 feeds.
Well, this is kind of what we've talked about doing for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did you log into the Game Addicts?
I did not get a chance to do that, but it's fine. I shared it, and I'm gonna share it on our Twitter.
Water.
Wait,
Yeah, which is fine.
I was going to be useful.
What I'll do
Would
is
not
that
be useful.
I'm touching your butt.
for the
don't worry.
video
I don't know.
I will
wanted to make
just
sure I'm
log
not
in
Am I sitting on it?
to your
No, I gotta
Twitch
sit in
at my
pocket.
house and just download the video,
I got keys in my
and
pocket.
like probably like do something with it. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Either just upload it or do that, and then you can send me the audio
Like my new
for the
car.
dual thing. Because since we both launch on
I
Thursday,
do.
Friends
I
out
wondered who that
So
was.
once you get it
Yeah,
done,
because
just
she
do
was
this.
like, they were
You
like,
just shoot
hey,
it over
he
my
doesn't
way,
know
and then
coming. He'll
I'll just
know
upload it to
Brandon's
my
car.
channel.
Well, I saw the blue cross track and I was like, wait a minute. There's no Normandy sticker.
it's on there.
But there's a Journey in the Comics sticker?
That's still on there.
He still hasn't taken it off yet.
Whose is that? That was you. And I'm happy.
It's my new one.
What?
I'm just kidding.
No, his is the
Of course
cross
you would
track.
say
Mine's
that.
the Impreza, the gray one across the street.
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his.
Yeah, I just noticed his. But I thought you had like an N7 sticker on the
I
back
have it in,
window.
not in the back. They're on the front.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, they're in
One's
the
on-
corners.
One's in 7 and one's Cerberus.
Cerberus, yeah. That's why I didn't notice it. No, I totally didn't see yours across the street.
Yeah, just parked across the street.
What
and
is
then
it?
this Impreza,
Did you get the hatchback or just,
Yeah.
just the regular?
the hatchback. There's no reason
What
to
you got
not.
in there, pal?
Not a lot.
That looks pretty empty.
It's pretty empty.
You should have told me and I would have brought a bunch of Miller High Life.
Fairly barren.
It's funny. I'm
Like
tagging
my
you on
soul.
Twitter, but it's like pod catastrophe.
Yeah. Pod catastrophe, I think is what it is.
So what I'm gonna do?
Wow, we have shit signal here, Blaine.
Yeah, we do.
It's just shit.
Heritage 4.
Okay.
No,
You know.
no, I have LTE. It's cool.
All right.
Can you have
So, Tyler, I'll let you have the last milkshake.
Well, what's the gray one down in the corner?
Oh, silver nuggets.
Do you want that?
Nope.
Okay, I'll drink that. I've already drinking enough of your milkshakes. I think I've had 3 of them.
Mike, would you like anything?
You said Heritage
I would
4?
like your milkshake.
Yeah. No caps.
Apparently, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah,
so
It
Dude.
definitely does, because we're all here. Wait a minute. Did I spell Heritage wrong?
Wait a minute. Oh,
Oh,
There's no way.
The pre-show is good.
so Nate and I did JIC Saturday or Sunday morning
Yeah.
instead of Sunday night.
Yep.
And we're recording it, and it gets to the point where it's like time to render and send it over to him.
Fat boy getting up.
And I went to render it, and it was like,
Here,
man,
do
why
it.
is this going to take
Because I'm
10
putting it in
minutes?
right, and it's not.
Well, let me rewind a little bit. First, I increased my playback audio to 2 times to just blast through like a section of audio real quick, just to make sure that
I've never
a
had
portion of it did record.
Yeah.
Those 2
Because
red ones are
like
off limits.
my computer does not
What are
like
they?
Reaper very well,
Yeah.
so I think I'm gonna switch to Audacity. And
Oh
use
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But,
yeah. Those are good.
Basic.
Yeah, it's basic and.
It does
Yeah,
exactly
me.
what you need it to do.
Mhm.
Reaper's cool and all, but
So I render it,
It's
and
got red zombie
it rendered
guys.
in 45 seconds. Our whole, almost 2-hour-long show rendered in 45 seconds, and I was like, okay, something is not right here.
yeah.
But I didn't even think anything of it, and I put it in the Dropbox, and he downloaded it,
spot?
and listened to it, and I sounded like Chipmunk because it was at 2 times playback speed. That's what I rendered it in. So then I put it at 1 times, but somehow the audio track got moved, so it rendered an hour and a half of nothing before the hour and a half of podcast.
Oh, you know what I need? The phone that I just.
So it took 10 minutes to render, and I was like, what the fuck? Not fun.
Wow. All right, so check this out. I'm going to try and see if I can find it because I still have it on here. It was the episode that failed, and
Could you just search for it?
it's down here because it's right around here that we did it because it was originally for the live stream, right? For the Extra Life, and it failed.
You're on Twitch.
And then,
Oh, is this the one where you guys sounded like Optimus Prime?
Mm-hmm.
Add it.
Mhm.
Speaking of Extra Life, since all 4 of us are in the room today,
Yes.
I want to talk about that before we all separate.
That's fair.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. I definitely want to talk to you about it as well.
Yeah, and all
Yes, unaired. 104. Might take just a second.
How are those lights in Surfacer and ED Sand now that I changed all?
I've only
1,000
seen
of
them
out?
once.
They're
They-
fucking bright as shit.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, they are.
You guys can turn those down so they're not so.
They
bright.
are turned down.
Yeah, they are turned down. Well, are you talking about Surfacer or
Surfacer's
ED Sand?
Surfacer's at 30%.
Yeah.
ED Sand, I don't know. Probably about the same.
I was still high on Red Dead,
Mhm.
so I played the song beforehand.
Man, the ballads in all the Red Dead games.
There, I should have followed you.
You sound like you have like
pop
vape in your mouth. Oh, that's great.
Is that our?
That's
Yeah.
Optimus Prime.
Unaired.
That's the one that we were
Red-
bitching about.
I called it Red Dead Black Friday. Come on, Mike, talk.
It just gives me a little bit more time that way on that project. It's like,
You sound like an upscale Jewish lawyer.
I am, all
Did
right.
you hear Mike? He went,
it's gonna go
"Yeah."
chill, because now I do all the editing here, I get everything uploaded, and then I listen to it in the car a little bit to make sure the levels sound okay in the car, because I'm a car podcast listener, so it's got to sound good to me, right? And
Right.
I actually have a voice tuner, because I can't hear myself. And this isn't good, so go home, crank the volume a little bit, upload.
It gets deeper. It like changes.
But
Brah.
today is Thursday. If you're listening to this, on audio release day.
Which
You
you're
guys
not,
sound like
but
you're gonna
not
start a
really
blues
saying. Maybe we should do that. Make sure that happens and just do something crazy.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sunshine.
this is never aired, other than the live feed that aired.
Yeah.
I still have it on here just to one day when I'm like as a funny. Hey guys, there's you're
Oh
drinking.
yeah, you're about to do again.
One day I want to air it because we recorded a podcast at the beginning of Extra Life,
Right.
and it did this. We had no idea. Jeremiah knew about it. He goes, "Man, they sound weird," but didn't say a damn thing in the
Yeah,
chat.
you didn't say nothing.
That sounds about
Said
right.
nothing.
That sounds
and
about
then
right.
the whole
I didn't
stream
know you had any of those left.
I got one more
What?
after this.
Well, can I just
I
taste
want
that
to drink.
one?
Where's mine?
Yeah, Brandon doesn't have a beverage.
Yeah.
I was the first one to say something.
Yeah.
You know what
Blaine?
sucks? I probably should have got.
Hey,
I
hey.
probably should have got my co-host to drink while I was in there.
Hey, you mind sharing this on your feed? I'm not gonna offer you beer.
I offered everyone beer.
Me and my 1,500
You right?
followers just
Pre-show.
on Podbean.
What the fuck is this? Candy
Ooh.
Crushable. It's all right.
I was
It's not my
gonna
favorite.
That's
try
good.
that too.
That's good.
Pale ale with lactose sugar added by 18th Street Brewery.
Yep, that's up in
Ooh.
Hammond.
Is it
Monster.
So we have-
really really milky?
Are these made from real younglings? Liquefied younglings?
Yes.
We reviewed the
pretty good.
all the
Fucking
tapes.
damn.
We saw Anakin killing.
That's
younglings.
flavor-
Is this the last one you have?
That
Yeah.
zombie dust isn't
All
bad
right.
either.
I don't
I've
want
never
it.
had
You don't
zombie
want
I
dust.
don't want it.
I don't want it. Oh,
What?
fuck it,
This
I'll
is my
try it.
first
I don't
zombie
want
dust.
it.
Really?
I don't want
It's
it.
okay.
Alright.
It's okay, pal.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so we did that Extra Life thing. It failed. The entire stream crashed, and we were like, and then it came back, or we got it back up, and then it didn't sound weird. And only after I was testing stuff, I realized that whole first hour is useless. So we only had 12 hours instead of 13.
Before you open that up, do you want to try this out?
Sure.
It's pretty good.
So then I'm like, all right, we got to redo it. So then we recorded on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, like normal. That was that episode.
Right.
It did it again. So then on Thursday morning, I woke up to do the podcast, tested it. It did it to me again. So then I got to not do it. I recorded at 40, and then it came back hired ass, pissed off review, grumbling at 8 o'clock in the morning. I am not happy. And I did my little quick review of Red Dead, and then I realized halfway through it did it to me again.
Did you ever figure out what was causing
No,
it?
because it did it to me again the other day.
Because I went through and helped him update all his drivers, make sure everything was good, and then it stopped for a little bit. He's like, all right. And then he's like, hey, it did it again.
All right, so on the episode that I did, see, because if you hear that one, it has clicks. The other one didn't have clicks, so I went through and manually changed the octave to my natural voice.
Tedious as shit.
Oh my god, it was ridiculous. So
What if you like missed a spot, so you're talking normal and
You just hit Barry Manilow for
like
a second.
just like 3 words.
I'll
of
be
fucking
honest with
Optimus.
you. Okay, like I don't go back and listen to our stuff very often. When I do, it's usually when you're on. Which I listened to episode 92 the other day, and
Which
we
one
were
was that one?
we were all talking about what Anthem was going to be,
Ooh.
and it was really cool to
Terrible.
hear what we were all saying back then. You know, like a whole year ago,
And then it became a steamy pile of shit.
pretty much.
Shit. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you right.
Like that new Butterfinger. It's about that.
Fucking Butterfinger. Hey, wait.
I wish I was recording this
Wait,
right now.
wait. Where is it?
No.
I want it.
Oh no,
yet.
not yet.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Not yet.
And we're not recording.
We're not recording.
This isn't the show yet. This is pre-show.
This is pre-show. There's
We
something
can
I'm
start.
supposed
We
to
can
do.
start.
There's something
we can
I'm
start
supposed
this
to
Are
do.
all of our mics armed and ready to go? boys?
Check,
Yes,
check.
they
1, 2,
are.
3. All right.
Check, 1, 2, 3.
Bullshit. Check. I feel good.
I feel good.
If only I had a Barry
Turn me
Manilow
up,
voice.
Lane.
You're good.
I won't be because it's going to be sitting off to the side.
No, it'll be good.
It'll be like this.
All the time.
You know what this tastes like?
Probably.
You need to hold it.
I'm lazy as fuck.
Every other IPA. IPA tastes all taste the same to me.
I'm
The
just
majority
saying.
of them do, for
I'm
sure.
just saying.
Last time I sure had like a smoothie, it was different because it had different shit in it. I'm
The slushy.
just bitching about how IPAs all taste the same to me. I'm like,
How about that one?
The
it
majority
tastes
of
like
them
every
do
other
all
IPA
taste
I've
the
ever
same.
had.
Are you serious?
That's super juicy.
You think that tastes the same as like all other IPAs?
Like the whole IPA craze is more about mouthfeel than it is actual taste at this point, because it's
I don't
either
know.
That's a hazy boy.
it's either pineapple, chocolate, coffee, or juice.
Juice.
The strawberry one was actually good. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I didn't like this. The s'mores one was more of a sipping thing. I could sit here with a sip it a little bit and talk, but whatever.
The s'mores one's like
It's aight.
eat a big fucking piece of cake and then drink that thing with cake.
I have 1 s'mores left.
No.
Let's see what this fucker tastes like.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right, let's go.
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Okay, hold on.
Oh yeah, you get to hear the other thing.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Shh, shh, shh.
Okay.
I don't know about things because Blaine doesn't communicate.
Yeah, which is
He
good
wasn't
because
supposed to. This is all supposed to be secrets.
He doesn't ever
Hi.
communicate though.
this one's a
My
little
talk.
wider feel.
Yo, what's
Okay,
up?
you're good. Ready to talk.
Brando talk. 1, 2,
All right,
3.
you're talking.
Yeah,
All right, we are
yeah,
officially good.
Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Surprisingly, nobody's watching except for Miranda.
Miranda.
At least Skylar usually is tuned in by now.
She's busy.
And I usually tune in at least once.
Following Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics Network.
Network.
Network production. Heritage! Warning, podcast should be imminent.
Fuck yeah. Yes!
It gets better.
Fuck you, Eric.
Bringing that back.
That is so fucking awesome!
Is that an
What
iPod
is
shuffle
up?
on your desk?
Huh?
Is that an iPod shuffle?
No. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Podcastrophe, episode 99. We are one away from 100
Mhm.
after we get through this. We gotta get through this, though.
If we all survive.
Yeah. I'm your host, Dick. I got my co-host, Tyler, over there.
Mhm.
And we have two very special guests.
The
Yeah.
dynamic duo.
The dynamic duo. You know Brandon. He's been here many times.
What's up, Tutorinos, and welcome to the Game Addicts Podcast. This is a dual cast, two casts, or one cast, two feeds. This is our episode 131. This is the same show. We're just using the same show as them because we're being super lazy this week. And why not? We're getting the four heads together. It's funny because all of us have been on this show at one point or another, but not all of us have been on the show at all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I've never been on a podcast.
Yeah, you've never been on a podcast?
No, as far as the Game Addicts episode, none of four of us, and you've never been on a podcast should be ever.
Mm-hmm.
Crossing
So,
streams.
that being
Milestones.
said, welcome to Podcastrophe, Mike Norris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Can you do me one solid? You look very nice today.
What do you want me to do?
You look sweet
What do
and
you want me to
cuddly and cute.
Yeah.
Can you please turn the microphone so you're talking into it?
I am talking.
Because it literally only works if you talk directly into
I
it.
hate this phone.
Well, I know. He picked it.
I
Blame
know
him.
he did.
He see, this is something I
I
don't
see.
I love Blaine. He's a technological wizard 90% of the time. It's one of the only things that goes above 30% in his life.
Yeah, you're right.
But he always gives the quiet person who doesn't talk into the microphone the
No.
quietest
I gave it to
microphone.
him because he's the loudest person, besides you,
That's not true.
at work.
At work is different than
And
here.
you're talking at a
Now
very
I am.
voluminous
He is always the loud one.
level.
Voluminous.
He is
Voluminous.
always the loud one. I'm always the one. He's like, you gotta talk louder, man. I turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, and then he makes me turn up too loud.
Yeah,
and he's
but-
like, well,
And then,
you're
he,
too loud.
and then
But
Mike
get this.
responds with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get this, get this. I took into consideration the fact that you're going to be here with Brando and Tyler.
That's fair.
And you're going to
I
be
can't
riled
argue
up.
that.
You're going to be riled up.
Mhm.
You're already riled up.
We're skiing.
we're all sweating.
There,
We're
there
the
comes a
meat
point.
sweats.
There comes a point in every man's life where he needs to ski at least once. That's your day to day.
I'm a professional.
The thing is that you are a star-studded man across the podcasting world right now.
Yes,
you
you
are
are.
the most in-demand host of anything right now. You are being shared between 3 different shows.
I've got what people crave.
Well, see, the thing is that
Electrolytes.
in my
It's all in your sweat.
I've got electrolytes and minerals.
I see you doing the big Dave face that like this. And we're
Yeah.
just sitting in front of you, like,
Tyler's dick is raw.
So-
from all the sucking it's gotten.
One of the things that is like a topic, at least in the last couple hours, is while Nate and I were recording Sunday morning, at one point, I can't remember if it was Thursday when we recorded or Sunday morning, but either way, at one point he said, "Jack off into a pool of my own tears,"
Yes.
and like lots of phallic references and sweat, mineral infused liquid from bodies. So that's just kind of the trend right now, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I would go 2 weeks in a row wearing clothes that didn't mirror the green screen, but I literally was like, man, I need a tank top. Fuck, I don't have any tank tops other than the Han Solo one.
we're very glad you wore a tank top today.
But it's the
Oh,
Han
yeah.
Solo one. Yeah,
So we can
I've
see them
got
guns.
I've got no
Mm.
drag right now. Maximum high speed, low drag.
That's very good. That's very nice.
Sorry, Mike, you got the bad hand, but it'll get the job done.
Hey, I'm a simple man. It doesn't take much.
I've got needs.
It doesn't take much,
But
okay?
they're simple.
Oh man, so glad that we could be here today, here on the show.
Same.
I don't have that many topics, but I have a few, and that's all we need with this bunch.
Hey, I have my normal amount.
Because we can
Zero?
Zero.
Oh, come on. You've got a couple every now and then. Especially the episodes that we've done, the three of us have done together. You normally, like, I'll plant the seed, and then you're like, okay, we got to talk about this and this and this.
Yeah, but
So-
I'm a seeder. You got to plant it, and then I grow.
You're like the farmer.
Exactly.
You're like the farmer. I plant
Tyler
the seed.
needs to plant the
I
seed.
plant the seed, which I've
Yeah.
got ample amounts of.
Oh, I know.
And then and then you water it and tend it, and
That's
you
right.
you work the ground and you put all your love and care into it. And there is someone out there right now ejaculating to my voice.
I'm going to name this episode Farming Addicts.
Sure.
That works for us.
So hold on, you thought that was an iPod Shuffle?
Yeah, that little silver,
It
little
could be.
silver
Do you,
box.
do you know what that is?
No.
Okay. It's a vape pen.
It's a vape pen.
Why do you have a vape pen?
Because I started vaping CBD.
Okay.
It actually works.
I will
like it.
say,
I dig
you know, I'm not a
use it.
vapor, but CBD has turned me into a nightly sort of sit back and chill. Last night it made me fall asleep in the chair.
Yeah.
I fell asleep in my fucking chair and then I woke up and was miserable. She was talking to me and I'm just staring at her like, you're saying words. I don't understand.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research. That's actually a good topic to talk about because there's a couple representatives right now that are pushing
It's podcasting, man.
recreationalism
You did it.
of marijuana. And I didn't even use the correct word.
You got through it,
Recreationalism is not a word.
You got through it, though.
I tried.
It conveys the general,
Yes.
gist.
Making
I
the
like it when
ganj
you make me
recreational, and that, I've talked about on this show many times how much that would do for my personal life,
Mhm.
not just recreationally, but my overall quality of life. And I've done a lot of research here lately on CBD infused salves, not for the gynae because I don't have one,
But
for
for
my
your joints and yeah.
specifically for my hand, because I'm under 30 years old and I have arthritis already. So
So
it's something I need.
we got this from Live Well Hemp
Oh,
downtown. It's
yep.
right across the street from the police station.
Yep, people Skylar and I went to school with opened that store.
You can. So they have a dab.
Mhm.
They have dab bong in there,
Mhm.
and you can take dabs of CBD. Awesome.
Mhm.
I bet you actually can feel it, like, instantly.
Right.
With it
That's
being
what
that
people said.
concentrated, yeah.
That's what people have said.
I
I
wonder
sent
how
you a
much that
picture.
is, though.
They have fucking cans of CBD Heritage.
They
You can
have
get yourself a chaw of CBD Heritage.
$28 a can.
It's not terrible.
I spend less than $4 a can on tobacco. $28. It's pretty spicy.
But throw one of those. Throw one of those in your fucking mouth, just once a day, maybe
Mhm.
twice.
Mhm.
You won't go through much. You'll make that $28. You'll stretch that $28 out.
As long as I enjoy it.
I still like the vape pen. I've got mine. It's on the floor over here. But I do it and I mix it with. I got that stuff you gave me,
Yeah.
the 800
Was that 400?
and 400, and then I fill it all the way up. And then I put like Apple Jacks or something in it,
Oh, you flavor it.
and it's delicious.
It's
Because if you do it
$7.50.
without,
All right.
it tastes nasty.
So this is unrelated, real quick, but this is the best text I've probably had all day, maybe in a week. Because I have stuff to add to the CBD conversation. Bubba, this is my wife saying, my son brought me Chewy and said, "Mom, can you help me get him to speak English?"
Yes.
Oh, he is.
This is a country of Americans. We
He
speak English.
This is Trump's America.
Oh no. Well, yeah. Okay, so
That's
like,
funny that you say that though, because I've talked about how obsessed with Star Wars Ruby has become.
Mhm.
Chewie is her favorite character, so I have went to every place in Lafayette and the surrounding area that you could buy toys. Not one place has a Chewbacca toy of any variety. No stuffed animals, no action figures, no Chewbacca masks, none of them.
Really?
What?
Yeah, it's pathetic.
So how much was the $750?
$45.
45. All right. So I got my stuff through cloud9hemp.com.
Oh, I've looked at their website before.
I believe this is the flavor I got called Happy Days, and maybe something different. They have a bunch of them, and they're all kind of like flavor infused stuff. So it's like you got to find, do I want super sweet? Do I want like something more like, because they have like ones that are more fruity, more sugary snack, vanilla, and like I want something that I'm gonna at least semi enjoy.
Man, I want a donut flavor.
Right. But anyway,
I got your donut right here.
they don't even sell 400 anymore. But 500 is 50, and 1,000 is 80. Now my gift to myself
For
How
just the
many
juice or
milligrams?
for just the juice.
Okay.
How many milligrams?
just said that.
Son of a gun.
500 was 50?
500 milligram of CBD, and then the bottle size,
Milliliters, I'm sorry. I meant milliliters.
it's like 1 ounce, 30 milliliters. And that will last you a while, especially if you only do it at night, like I did, because I had the 1,000, and I bought that because I was doing the 400 just to see if I liked the flavor. We got a deal on it to where we essentially only paid shipping due to my wife is a coupon hounder for deals, and we got something again where we spent over 100, but I got a 400 and I got another 1,000, and so for like $100 for that, because it was like the 400 was like maybe 35. So, $100 for everything, especially since 1,000 is an 8.
So you definitely got a deal.
I got a deal. And so I got the extra 400, and I'm like, I'm going to try 1,000. And the first night of me vaping that 1,000, because, 400, I vaped for a little while, and I'm like, all right, there we go. I'm
It
relaxed.
takes a little while.
It does a little bit. Sitting there vaping it, hitting it, watching TV, or playing a game or something, and you just feel like relaxed and calm. My back starts to relax, that bad spot in my back. I'm like, yeah, there we go. That 1,000, I'm hitting that thing, and I'm like, it's almost like when the weed hits you, and you're just like, without the whole like slow motion, like because every time I get high, I do this, and in my head, and then I'm doing this right here, and my head's back here doing it, and it's almost like
Slow motion.
yeah, it's like my head's moving, and the motion has to catch up to me.
You're like the Lord Commander in Chronicles of Riddick when he does his little time jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that same sort of like, that is what I've gotten out of the 1,000. It's pretty high dose, and it is a little expensive. I'm not gonna that's not denying that. But I still have the bottle of the 400. I bought that stuff back in February, and I just cracked open the 400. I probably still have more than 1,000.
Same size.
Same
container.
size bottle, same size bottle for both. But the 1,000 was starting to get lower, and I hadn't used it in a while. Of course, you're not really supposed to let that stuff sit for too long. So I just added the 400. Because I'm using her vape because she's not vaping, obviously, because she's pregnant. And she actually feels a lot better since she stopped.
Oh, that's good.
Because she was vaping like just a very small nicotine amount, whatever, and then completely is like no more, and it was making her feel sick. And then so I just I adopted her tank, and then something went wrong with that, so she just gave me her new one that's like his, and I'm sitting there watching Star Trek. I'm one of the cool kids now.
Well, you do drive a
Like
Subaru
this.
too, so it makes
Exactly.
sense.
Like this.
Yeah, except his looks beat to shit.
I wonder-
It is.
So I don't get much out of this. It's
No.
a tiny little thing. I don't get a lot. So I wonder if I were to switch to a bigger dealio, if I'm good right now.
You see, it's right here.
Well, like
If I would feel its effects more.
I
Is
don't
there
know.
juice in it right now?
Yeah.
Is it cranked all the way up?
I just turned it on.
Okay.
I don't think it has
Hold,
an up or
hold
down.
button and suck.
Yes.
Hold
It
on.
has 3 voltages. I keep it on the lowest.
You better turn that up. Get it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
not breaking eye contact. Look at that.
Look at that.
I taste no flavor whatsoever.
No flavor?
Cherry pie.
Let me see
I don't know.
Nothing.
I get flavor out of it.
But I also have tobacco in my mouth too.
No, well, there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Now,
No, it'll burn me.
At some
see
point,
what
you
low.
may need to move your truck.
Okay. Someone's in my parking spot.
Who's in your parking spot?
Oh,
Don't you usually park right in front of my house?
yeah, that's where he's.
that's where he is.
That's where he's parked at.
Buddy, I tell you what, you've got to suck on this thing to get anything out of it.
That's why I sucked
it-
on it for literally a
There
minute.
ain't, and there's no wonder you ain't getting shit out of it.
I do pretty fine.
He does the.
Nope.
He's like Chandler in Friends when he's doing the when he's trying to quit smoking. But damn it, boy.
Now we're all just sitting here watching him.
We're back to where I was at.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
You know, for me, all I have to go
Don't
is,
break it.
and then I have a good enough hit, and it like fills my lungs.
Yeah. Nothing
You didn't
comes
get
out.
shit.
No, I didn't.
Nothing.
You got nothing.
Your iPod Shuffle sucks.
Yeah,
It's no wonder.
It's $20.
Yeah. Well,
You got fucked.
yeah,
you
you
didn't
did.
turn it up. Turn the voltage up.
That was a puff.
At least that was bigger than the one he did for like 10 seconds.
Man, our species needs to end.
Oh, remember all of like almost 100 episodes ago? At some point in the last 100 episodes, I can say that because it's true. We were giving Richard shit for vaping.
Here you go.
Yep. And
Foot
you're over here
mouth.
doing it.
There's been multiple times that like my wife and I have been like I've been doing research like late at night, like when I'm doing my wind down time. I'm like, man, I really like I don't have any cancer issues. That's part of the reason why I switched to pouches. One, it's easy to hide if I'm in a place that I'm not supposed to do it. But two, like it's not actually it's not abrasive to the point where it's cutting into my mouth. You know, it's just basically hanging out like a Jolly Rancher.
Mm-hmm.
A nasty Jolly Rancher.
But delicious. I love the flavor. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
For years, I legitimately was not addicted. Now, like when I wake up first thing in the morning, I get the sensation that I'm hungry. But that's my, like I have conditioned my body that every time I eat, when I get done, I have a chew. Kind of like people who smoke. Like you get done, man, I'm gonna have a cigarette and enjoy all the food that I just ate. Now, like if I wake up in the morning, it's been 8 to 10 hours since I've had a chew. Like I am so fucking hungry, I can't really stand it.
I gotta say,
But I'm not actually hungry.
I like it when you chew because I can't tell you're chewing.
Really?
Yeah, for the most part. Occasionally, I'll see it peek out, you know. But I don't know. However,
I'm like a chipmunk.
we John when he's chewing, when John Welk chews, he's got this giant fucking. He's gonna talk like
And he's trying to hide it
Jesus
online.
fucking
He's
Christ.
like, hey, when he first got there, he goes, hey, can I, where do I chew? And I'm like, just chew online. Just make not obvious. I turn around and he turns right around. He's got a freaking baseball in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Looks
He's
like Ed,
the
Ed,
first
Eddie.
episode he was
yeah,
having
Jawbreakers.
when we did the Game of Thrones prequel
Yeah.
episode. Jesus fuck, he was talking almost that whole episode with that thing in there. I'm
Like,
this
and
is
that's
rough.
that's one thing that I have noticed. Like, it helps me relax. Obviously, that's
Yeah.
why I do it so much.
Mhm.
And it also slightly helps my regularity with my bowels. But my podcasts struggle sometimes because it's in my mouth and my mouth's not moving like it should.
You
Because
do
I got
that again.
Yeah. Like imagine if Jar Jar, like you know in episode 1 when Jar Jar gets his tongue fucking
Oh yeah.
on the binding coils and he's like that's how I feel sometimes. Like
That's
the other
pretty good.
morning when Nate and I were recording, not only did I have a chew in, but I was very, very sleepy. And like the first half of the podcast, I couldn't talk hardly at all. So
That's going to be an issue when me and Mike move to weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mike's going to be disrupting the normal flow of the show by going to nights. So normally we stream on Wednesdays, release on Thursdays and Fridays.
I don't know yet. I'm trying to waiting for them to tell me, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you can do this because I don't want to stay in Sealer. I really don't.
really,
But I don't want to wait, 6 months and not spend any time with my wife at all.
right? Or
Because
very
we're
little,
literally-
for that matter.
Well, think about it. You know that we always work almost 10 hours, 9 hours at least.
Mhm.
Today I got home and she was like, all right, love you, bye, and left.
And we got out at 3.
We
Yeah.
got at 3.
I did that for 5 years, my man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't really want to go through that. So I'm trying to get him to let me be able to transfer,
Full time nights.
well, full-time to nights, but then be allowed to transfer again
To a job that he
without
really
waiting
wants.
3 years because I don't want to stay in Sealer another
Where are you trying to go?
anywhere. CFI line sounds great. That's like You check the car after it's already completely finished. Make
Right.
sure everything's good.
Go hang out with Brenda.
Brenda's on days.
She's
so
on days.
Earl's on
Oh yeah,
CFI line
that's
too.
right. You'll be on nights.
Yeah, Brenda's on CFI line in the middle, and then Earl's at the beginning.
Man, we're gonna lose you and Nate.
Where's Nate going?
He got forced.
He's
to
getting
go to,
forced to mixed team
Mix.
for 6 months, up to 6 months.
No shit.
Just somebody's out.
Somebody got put in a hospital.
Yeah.
Is that why she talked to
That
him?
wouldn't be
Oh
bad.
man.
Well, Riggins talked to him.
Oh.
He walked up to her
It's-
desk and he goes,
it's all right,
you need to go see Scott Riggins.
amount-
He's like, oh
You're
shit.
handling chemicals all the time, and a lot of people
Oh man.
that have been on.
So he's
this
gonna be
team
over there on
have
transfer. And
died
that's the only
from
thing he's gonna be doing for
cancer.
6
I'm
months.
like,
He's gonna love it,
If
though.
you do what you're supposed
Maybe.
to do,
Maybe.
it doesn't
If he
have
doesn't
any
get too
effect on
bored.
you, but
I don't
most of the
want
time
overtime.
you can't do what you're supposed to do.
I don't want overtime because my biggest thing is that me and her talked about it. Is I want my if she's gonna be working the whole time. The whole point of me working shutdowns for the extra money. Well, she's gonna be making $2,500 extra a month.
Mhm.
Well, I don't need to work shutdowns anymore. She's bringing home $32,000 a year.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we take
You
those
have an
and
extra
actually go
income.
do something?
Right.
And
There you go.
I mean, this is the first year that I've only worked 1 day of shutdown, and I was like, "This is awesome."
And you didn't come
And I
see
worked-
me.
I didn't know you were there.
And I worked a buttload to save money for my kid, and they fucked me.
Yeah, they did.
Fucked me.
I told you, you gotta wait.
So, to cheer myself up, and you guys, because it's terrible. Here on Podcastrophe, we have read these bot-written scripts before,
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
and I saved this from the other day.
It's hitting me a little bit. I'm relaxed now.
I forced the bot to watch over 1,000 hours of horror movies, and then asked it to write a horror movie of its own.
This is good.
I'm gonna read this.
Yeah,
That's
he read it
good.
to me the other day.
Horror movie, exterior, house that wears hockey mask.
Okay.
That's your sets the stage right there.
Yes.
An old man cuts the grass by stabbing it with an axe. Yes.
That's metal as fuck.
That's heritage as fuck.
4 teens arrive in a car that runs on sex.
Is it bad? Oh, wow. Is it bad? I already picture Tyler being the old man.
Hell yeah.
God damn you, grass!
Not cutting the grass, stabbing the grass
Yeah.
with an axe.
They exit the car. It is spring break. Time for teens to guzzle fluids and die off.
Yes! Yes! That's the best line in the whole thing.
Accurate.
Teen number 1. Old man, you do not belong. We rent this house for a week of young teen times. Of young times, I'm sorry. Young
17 times is better. Nice ad lib.
Old man, I am caretaker. I care. Do not stay in the house. Kitchen is a monster. Which is basement. Beds are ghosts. Sink hates priests. And TV is a book.
TV's a book.
Yeah.
He's a book.
The TV is actually the Necronomicon.
Moving picture book.
That would actually be awesome.
Teen
Yes.
number 2.
I'm just saying.
Teen number 2. Get buried. You're a waste of age.
Get buried, you're a waste of age.
Oh,
Teen number 2 is the state jerk. His college major is vodka law.
oh shit.
Teen number 3. Maybe we leave. This place gives me the creps.
I love crepes.
Team number 4. Stop acting chicken. Your virginity is making you a bird as usual. The house door swings open. A little girl comes out orphanly.
Comes out orphanly.
Oh shit.
This shit just got real.
Team number 2. Your sobriety is not appreciated.
Episode title.
Oh.
Team number 3 throws a can of gin at little girl.
Hey, what can I do for you today? Yeah, I'd like a 12-pack of gin. Throws it at him.
The little girl turns into a Texas chainsaw, but is still an orphan.
The Orphan Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas chainsaw. Die, y'all. Houston, Dallas.
Oh man, I love these fucking bot compilations are fucking fantastic.
Oh.
I have not read one yet that is not just gold.
Teen number 3 makes a scream. Teen number 4 makes a scream too. Written as the number 2, like the movie. The Texas Chainsaw cuts off teen number 2's body. His blood says hi to all. Teen number 1. No! Teen number 2 needs a body to drink. Teen number 3 calls 911. But her Frankenstein answers and is upset. How dare you call this number?
I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Old man, run into the car. Go. I end this. Teen number 1 and 3 run into the house. Teen number 4 runs into chainsaw. Old man, that is not the car. The end.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Wowzers.
I am cheered.
That was good.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Your sobriety is not appreciated.
You're right, he's not appreciated.
Team number 3 needs his body to drink. That's
Die,
not,
y'all. Houston, Dallas.
that's not a chainsaw, boy.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So that sure did set the stage.
yeah, I feel good.
I'm actually doing my due diligence and actually taking notes on the episode.
Good.
What?
I know.
You have struggled with that for a while.
Absolutely.
And I'm not here to always take care of you.
True.
Normally, I just listen back through and yeah.
I just finished a 115-hour podcast. No, excuse me. 115 episode podcast that every episode is average 3.5 hours long.
What is this podcast?
Critical Role.
Oh,
Nice.
Critical Role Season 1. I'm now only 32 episodes behind on Season 2.
awesome.
Nice.
So,
Mike and I just guested on a podcast. As of this airing, I think it airs next week, he said.
Yeah.
The podcast is called the Endgame Boss Program. And these two dude, he just reached out to us. His name's Jeremy. And he's like, dude, I love the show. You guys are awesome. Awesome episode. We'd love to have you on. And we were their first podcast guests
cool.
on their show. And it went great. Like, quite literally, what I could say, I don't know if this is going to make air in that episode because we both recorded on our end, you know, and sent it over. But quite literally, you know, it's funny because you never quite know how you're going to jive with people, how you're going to adjust, especially people you don't know. That's the first time for me being on a podcast. I don't know anybody. I'm going in fresh.
Me and one of the guys, Tyler, we totally Tylered out.
Dude, yes, they nerd out and they start talking about amiibos, and I believe that was Jerron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys just start talking about amiibos, and Jeremy's like, "Wait a minute, are you guys doing a podcast?" And then he goes right into the, and I'm like, record.
Well, yeah, he just does the intro. He doesn't say, okay, we're getting ready to do this. He's just like, are you guys doing a podcast? Yeah, kind of. Welcome to the
Endgame Boss Program.
And we're like, whoa, shit, we're both states over here going.
It was a great time, and be on the lookout. Go check out them and subscribe to them on Podbean, as well as the other, Spotify's and Apple Podcasts, wherever they're at.
They're good people.
Yeah, they're good. They're good, awesome peoples. They love games, and just like we do. And also, you never know when me or Mike might show up back on there again. It was a good time, and
they asked us to do some more stuff.
Yeah, and definitely interested and down.
Kind of like a Gamers of the Round Table.
Kind of, yeah,
thing.
like kind of a round table, getting other people from other podcasts in, and
I really like those like multi-production collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody, your guys' show. When it's just you two and your guys' show, like when I come on and guest, they're two different. They're two separate things.
What's funny, Jeremy said, he goes, I actually thought there were 3 of you. I'm like, there are. He's in our hearts.
Yep.
Tyler McLaughlin.
And we talk about it all the time. We're like, if there's ever a third person, it's Tyler. Well, all he has to do is show up at my house and just be like, I'm here to podcast.
Like
Come
I did
on
that
in.
time. Kick down the front door. I'm not wearing any pants.
I told you.
Sorry, Joanna. You're going to have to leave.
And
She just kind of like looked at you and is like, yeah, whatever. He's upstairs.
Now, here's the thing.
Team number 2 screams in terror.
See, the awesome thing is that we had you on for the first part of our E3 review. First time we ever split it up in 2 this year. And that was awesome having you on for both the live stream reacting for Xbox's stream for their press conference and that. But like for now, me and Mike, we don't record in the same spot anymore because we have our own little setups. And it's, you know what? It's honestly a lot easier because I don't have to haul everything. I can be home as soon as I'm done. I can just walk out, and be with the kid and whatever. And here I am on one end, just watching you guys have fun.
You'll be in my heart.
I'm over here doing this, like I got something to say, and you guys are like this, looking right at each other, gazing longingly into each other's eyes.
Well, there was a couple, I'm glad that you brought that up because, we talked about it a lot when we recorded that episode, but I feel like the aftermath of E3, we're towards the tail end of the summer now. It's almost August. And I don't feel like Microsoft got enough recognition for how good their E3 presentation was. I mean, they really killed it this year.
They did great.
Much like they did last year. Everything that they did last year was great. They doubled down on it this year. With what they've done with Game Pass and, Phil Spencer leading the charge and just being someone who just loves video games of any variety, it does not matter. The publisher or the system or what have you. He just wants people to enjoy video games and have a good time. And he has made that a part of Xbox and Microsoft's brand. And what more can you ask for?
I feel like Xbox, and here's what happened with that. They went first, or second if you want to count EA. But they went first, got all that stuff. They had a great show. A lot of people criticized them for not having enough gameplay, which, okay, sure. But they had enough. They had so much to show that it was because of the absence of Sony. There was extra third party there, and so they had to go somewhere, and it went on Xbox. It was a long show, about the same amount as the year prior, as you said, doubled down. The only issue is for the very first time in history, Square Enix stole the show the next day because of arguably two, but one game.
Yeah,
and that was how much they showed of FF7 remake.
Right.
And if they Square has notoriously never had a really big good showing at E3. It's always been very haphazard. It's a very small thing.
It's always felt very disorganized, I feel.
Yes. But this year they hit it, and then the whole thing was really well put together, and they knocked it out of the park by opening with that and just not holding back and gave you everything you wanted to see. Gave you a bunch of all the cool other stuff in the middle. Basically.
Pardon me while I whip this out.
Exactly. They did, especially FF8 remaster, and that was cool to get.
I was really happy to see that.
And especially with how much work they've put into that, other than the other two ones where they actually had to redo the character models completely. We don't know about the environments yet. We'll see. But
even if they did something like they did with Final Fantasy IX, I'd be okay with that.
Right. Well, but see, now the character models are going to look even better comparatively. Yeah. However, then they close it off with the first look at the Marvel Avengers, and that looks sweet.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
I want to see more of that, and apparently gameplay has been shown in some places, especially at Comic-Con.
Yeah, Comic-Con.
And actually some of the bonus skins and other outfits have been revealed, or leaked out, where Hulk is wearing like a suit and a hat, looking like a gangster.
Dapper Hulk.
So
Dapper Hulk.
We got some comments.
All right, lay it on us.
It's all Pod Daddy Dave Phillips.
Pod
He
Daddy.
goes, who is the fucking 10-year-old hosting the show?
There you go.
Yeah,
Shout out Brando and Mike. And he says, Dick has been quiet as a mouse. Ha ha.
Well, to be fair, we only just started geeking out.
Yeah. Game Addicts Takeover with Live Observer, the Dong Father.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Nate.
Tyler is enjoying his skiing
I am.
down the slopes.
I am deep in the white, frothy slope.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fluffy.
Terror intensifies.
That frothy is such a loaded fucking word.
Love
man.
it. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite words.
That's a word with texture too. It's like moist.
So I have a.
You just hear,
Frothy is the dad voice version of moist.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I have some to keep this a little bit under control.
Guided.
A couple of gaming rumors
Okay, lay it on us.
Red Dead Redemption Remake, reportedly in development at Rockstar Games.
I saw that yesterday.
New rumor has surfaced that claiming that Rockstar Games is currently working on a remake of Red Dead Redemption that will release sometime in late 2020 or early 2021, which presumably suggests it's in development for both PS4 and PS5 and Xbox One and Scarlet, as well as maybe PC. We'll see. It shares a few interesting tidbits about the remake. Alongside, the Rockstar is also working on a Red Dead Redemption 2 story DLC featuring aliens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read that article yesterday, or an article referencing that yesterday that said it was going to be kind of in the vein of Undead Nightmare, just less undead focused and more alien
which
focused.
makes sense because of all the alien stuff in
Right.
RDR2. However, the rumor also alleges that there's more of a remake than a remaster for Red Dead Redemption 1, which makes sense because you already have the new engine for 2. You can reuse as many assets as you can. Voices, animations will all be new, all new stuff. But also the map is going to be made bigger, though it will not include the Red Dead Redemption 2 part of the map. So you're going to be stuck still to the New Austin, Mexico area, and then Blackwater. The rumor also claims that Rob Wythoff, voiced John Marston, Indiana native, lives south of here, I do believe. And we'll come back to record new lines of dialogue to help connect the two stories. In other words, lines that might reference Arthur in the events of the second game. It's unclear whether or not all the actors received callbacks. So you assume that probably they would. They would get the actors that played that didn't reprise the like Javier wasn't the same guy. They'll probably get him to revoice Javier because he's a pretty small role. Bill Williamson's the same guy. Dutch was the same guy.
Right.
Abigail wasn't. But so
was Sadie the same person?
Sadie's not in the original.
See, I thought she
Sadie
was.
Adler's not in the original. She goes off and goes down to South America at the end of RDR2.
Yeah.
And I believe Bonnie McFarlane
That's what I'm thinking of.
is and she is not in RDR2, although you do find note from her dead husband, which kind of links that together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
But anyway, this is really interesting because of the lack of development really for online mode. Online mode's still going, it's still doing some things, but it seems like they realize that maybe this online mode may not be as fruitful as something like GTA Online, saving that for later. And then for the Red Dead stuff, kind of do the fun little DLC, and every single person who bought RDR2, or at least most of them, are going to turn around and buy RDR1.
Absolutely. Especially, you brought up how they're talking about recording new lines of dialogue. Arthur, like John Marston is such an iconic character for us that played Red Dead Redemption, when it fucking launched, played through Undead Nightmare, like GTA 4 was a steaming pile of shit. And you had Red Dead Redemption that was Grand Theft Auto with cowboys. It was everything that when you, as a kid, you played Red Dead Revolver and you wanted it to be, and you played games like Gun, you wanted it to be fucking what Red Dead Redemption ended up being.
Wait. So you didn't like getting calls from Roman asking to go bowling?
Hey, cousin, it's your cousin. You want to go bowling?
Hey, Nico, let's go bowling.
God, I hate it. GTA 4 was fucking
God, the driving was terrible.
Oh, man.
What's funny is that,
Hated it.
if you told them no, it would affect your friendship level with them.
Yeah.
But if you told them, sure, I'd pick you up in next hour.
Never did it.
Well, then you call him back. Right back. You hang up. Click. Hey, Roman, gonna have to cancel on the bowling. Okay, cousin, maybe another time. Doesn't, as long as you accept and then call back and cancel, doesn't affect the friendship level. So once I figured that out,
5
stop
minutes
going
later,
bowling.
dang.
The only thing that I would do was pick up little Jacob to go play pool, because it always cracked me up because little Jacob would get in and start speaking Rastafarian, and Nico's like, sure.
Sure.
Like, oh yeah,
definitely love Nico.
Bumbleclad, them boys, they got the.
I am the
Okay.
Russian from behind it, or the Bosnian from behind enemy lines. Nico.
And that's twice we've talked about behind enemy
Oh
lines.
man! But then I would just go. The only place where you can go play pool was in the Rastafarian bar. So you'd be sitting there like playing pool. It's like banana, 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 banana. And listen to this like reggae.
Your ears
station.
start to bleed. Just make it
It's like-
stop!
And then like 99% of the songs are all about just smoking weed.
Right. But yeah, I mean, seriously, if that's one of the controversies with The Lion King right now, is that it's so similar to the original movie that pretty much nothing has changed. if you released an identical copy of Red Dead Redemption 1 right now, graphics are the same, voice acting's the same, literally everything is the same, we would buy it. Without question. And not complain about it. Because it was one of the few games of that generation that were almost perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So
and its rating and its sales for the time prove it, and then that desire for more and better shows in the sales of RDR2 and then, when that comes out and just kills it.
Absolutely. And then you add, and what I was gonna get to before I got sidetracked was, you know, John Marston is an iconic character. We all love John Marston as a character. Arthur is like top tier in every way. Whether you play him, you know, outlaw Arthur or the fallen angel looking for redemption. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Arthur is one of the greatest characters of all time.
Well, I appreciate the good kind words you got for me there, pal.
Unarguably. You cannot say that Arthur is not one of the greatest characters of all time.
Oh, dude, I fell in love with that character.
So,
I didn't think I would. I'm sorry to
no, you're right.
I did not think that I would. You starting it, you're just getting into the character,
and he's so gruff in the beginning.
He's so
abrasive.
Yes, and it's like he's almost really like a villain right then and there. And really, to be fair, he is.
Yeah,
he is. And then you start getting more into the background story of him, and especially with the sickness and everything. And you can choose to play that redemption storyline, which works so well with him. He doesn't care about himself anymore. He cares about John, Abigail, Jack, and you know, Mary Beth, all of them.
Well, you know, there's a mission early on in the game where you have a choice to kick a guy off the cliff, or look at him and say, "You never saw me."
Yeah.
And like just right then, it's like this guy can either be the lowest of the low, or just somebody doing what he can to get by.
The dude that did his voice and caricature, I believe he's Irish, and kills it. You know, and so does everybody else. You know, Rob, who came back as John, he left Hollywood. He doesn't act anymore. He's done, man. They called him up. You want to do John again? Hell yeah, I'll come back and do John. You know, he's working on a farm down in southern Indiana. That's all he does now. He works on a farm.
Really?
He's just a good old boy.
Yeah.
He's going to be at Indiana Comic-Con next year, or like something coming up. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And he's going to be there. It's like, I kind of want to go just to meet him and have him sign my shit.
Yeah, shit.
Because he's such a cool, laid-back dude. And they all are. Because it's funny, because then when you meet or see like what Dutch looks like, the voice actor, he's kind of a bigger dude with a beard. But then you hear the voice, you're like, dude.
We just need a plan. We're going to Tahiti.
Oh, come on now, Arthur. We need a plan. Look, Arthur, there's this train. There's always a goddamn train.
You just need faith, Arthur.
Okay, so the guy that plays Micah, do you know what he also played? Did you ever play L.A. Noire?
Yeah.
The psychiatrist.
Yes.
Hey there, Courtney. That's Micah.
Cool.
It's the same dude. It's put a mustache on that dude. It's the same guy. And it's like I saw an interview with him, and he has the Micah mustache now.
Nice.
It's cracking me up. But no, Red Dead. I really hope those rumors are true. Full on. I'm on board. There's another thing that I have very, 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 very quickly. Hideo Kojima, of course, Death Stranding coming out this year.
Yes.
Took a shot at battle royales.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
He was doing an interview. Sorry for all my beer burps if you're hearing them, guys. He said,
Natural for this show.
yeah, right.
If you're not, it's disrespectful.
He said the
heritage.
easiest way to make money
Heritage.
is to make a game where everyone's on an island trying to shoot each other. I don't want to make that, and that got a big applause.
Yeah, I mean, if you really break it down and put it under a microscope, I mean, Fortnite's still popular, PUBG's still popular, Apex is, you know, just as popular as ever, and really the only one that people want to talk about at this point is Apex. Because it's not screaming 10-year-olds and panda suits and, you know, oh, I'm building a tower. Oh no, you shot me with a rocket. I'm still building. You know, it's like child number 5 screams in anguish. I mean, it's anguish.
Last night I played with a kid, and I
On Apex?
on Apex,
Yeah.
and he was like, And I was like, "Where's my mute button? I can't mute after
That's
we start the
Fortnite.
thing."
So, I mean, Apex, like, kicked the fucking door down. I'm gonna reference this again with pants off and was like, "Look, Fortnite, PUBG, you're already in the corner jacking off into a pool of your own tears. Fortnite, you need to step aside because Daddy's home." And it's really, I mean, it's really the only one that's polished and, in my mind, deserves positive reception. And it's a battle royale game. So if you look at it as more than anything than that, you're going to be disappointed. But if it's just some quick fun with some friends, absolutely. But I love that Kojima is one of the only people in the industry to stand up and say,
Fuck this.
fuck this, this is fucking dumb. Because he's not wrong.
Yeah.
You were saying, Mike?
What voice does Troy Baker play in Red Dead Redemption 2?
Troy Baker's not in Red Dead Redemption 2.
I know, but he's in everything.
He is in everything. Don't get me wrong.
You're not wrong.
Because I mean,
He's probably an extra.
he's
somewhere.
probably an extra somewhere.
He's in Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is, isn't he? He plays Banner.
Banner.
Nolan North. No, Nolan's not in there.
Yeah, Nolan North
Nolan's in there.
plays Tony Stark.
Yes, and then who plays Cap?
You know what?
It's some new. I don't know.
I didn't.
Travis Willingham plays Thor.
But it's really cool. It's really cool seeing Troy Baker and Nolan North in the same project.
Because they're two of the
Iconic voices
the
of
three
everything.
titans in voice acting.
Yes.
Between
Tara
Matt,
Strong.
well, her also for sure. I was gonna say Matt Mercer, Nolan North, and Troy Baker.
Who's Matt Mercer?
Leon Kennedy.
Ah,
He's also the dungeon master for Critical Role.
Jeff.
I don't know.
Pretty.
Schnee.
oh crap! All right, so
Don't recognize that.
as
That's
of just a
the-
little while
Laura
ago,
Bailey is Travis Willingham's wife. She plays Black Widow.
Right, but I think Jeff is.
I don't recognize that guy from anything.
I don't know either.
He was when they did that kind of panel at E3. He was one of the only ones that I didn't recognize.
so there's a deal going on with Twitch Prime where if you buy a game, I'm not sure if it's any game or if it's a certain number of games, you do get. Don't sign me up for stuff. But you get a $15 credit discount, right? So
cool.
There were some games on here that you were able to buy.
They're offering free Apex skins if you link your Twitch Prime account.
Here's the problem. I created an Origin account way back in yesteryear,
Mm-hmm.
and the email that is linked to that Origin account, which is linked to my Xbox Live gamer tag, is no longer in use. I cannot deactivate that Origin account and create a new one, linking it to a new email address without losing every single thing that has ever been linked to my Xbox Live gamer tag. So my save files that are on my Xbox 360 for Mass Effect, gone.
Oh no.
Not doing it.
So
Sucks.
with that,
All of it. Origin is a bastard. Fuck you, EA.
with that Twitch Prime deal,
Yeah, you right.
2 of the games are now sold out. You cannot get them anymore. But basically, you would get these games for free.
Okay.
You buy them and get the credit back on your account. The games that are now sold out are Gears of War 4.
Okay.
It was for digital code for Xbox One and Windows 10.
Which is
Starlink.
kind of weird because you would think you would just pay for Game Pass and then get it anyway.
You're right. But Starlink Battle for
That's what I
Atlas,
did.
on the Switch, was $15. The ones that are left are Last of Us 2 or remastered. I mean, I'm sorry, not 2. Last
Are you
of Us
gonna say
remastered
2? What?
for $15. You buy that, you get that, basically for free. The Sims 4 online game code,
Okay.
$15.
That's a banger.
And the last one was a real banger. You ready for this one? Fallout 76 for PS4.
Yes.
Poop.
I tell you what, though,
Poop.
I am gonna get my PlayStation account back, my live account, and I'm going to try 76
Let me know when you do it and I'll give it a shot.
because
with you.
Joanna's gonna do
Maybe we can get this weasel in there with us.
because it's gonna
still
actually be
have
a
it.
Fallout game.
Maybe.
I still have the game, so.
Maybe. It might be a
It's
Fallout
gonna have
game.
story. People are coming back.
Well, here's the thing. What if it's a fucking 5-hour long story? That's what I'm saying. So it might be a Fallout game. You're still gonna have the bugginess that was, we've all accepted as fans of Bethesda,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
which was over the top in 76. Like, oh, I'm gonna jump on 76, boot your game up, drop in the world, game crashed. Okay, I'll try it again.
That is one of the most frustrating things for me, is because to solo get a nuclear code takes a while.
Mhm.
And I was like, cool, I just got the capability of making a nuke. I went and got all the codes, dropped the nuke, ran inside of it, kicked me out. I couldn't get back into the damn server. I lost my entire freaking week's worth, because you can only do it every week.
Right. One of the things that really aggravated me is one of the things that I was excited about 76 was the base building aspect that was supposed to be a little bit more polished and refined from what they
I think it's worse.
from what they did in Fallout 4, which I hated. I hated Fallout 4. It's an awful game. So I pick a nice spot on a mountaintop where I'm gonna build my little camp and I'm gonna make it badass.
In West Virginia.
West Virginia. It's just gonna be badass. There's gonna be fucking sunshine and rainbows coming down,
sunshine and heritage.
and heritage, and fucking giant vampire bats, all kinds of shit, and robots,
The Mothman.
and the Mothman, and giant frogs, and all kinds of shit. So I pick a real fucking fancy spot out on the side of a mountain,
Oh yeah.
and I'm building, and I spend like this. I did this one night. I spent 4 hours building shit. Okay, I need more materials. Go get more materials. Go back. Build more shit. Oh, fuck, I need more of this thing. Go get more. Build. And right when I put the last piece of the last building that I was putting on my little base, the game crashed. Load the game back up.
Gone.
All gone. Okay, all the materials should be in my inventory.
Holy shit, Calvin's watching.
Gone!
We got Calvin in the chat.
Calvin!
Saying
Calvin!
hi.
What's up, Clevin, you slippery
Running me
snake?
over, Clement.
Clevin, quit lying.
Are you watching us on the stream?
You're spreading rumors. You're spreading rumors,
You
Clevin.
see these big log legs?
So I have a list. There's a big summer sale going on PlayStation Network right now.
Okay.
These are all digital, right?
So they're doing another sale.
Another sale.
Yeah.
This one's big.
Man, I got Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, digitally for $10.
Hell
Now
yeah.
they
That's
did
an
a flash sale.
amazing deal.
Yeah.
It's a great
Wow.
game.
So
I didn't want to buy it digitally, but for $10, I can't argue with that.
So here we are. So I'm not gonna read all of them because you can't, right? We don't have that kind of time. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, $24.
For what version?
The base version.
Okay.
Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 Ultimate Bundle, $9.
That's a killer
That's a good
fucking
deal.
deal.
Battlefield 5, $24.
Not worth it.
Dark Souls 3, $15.
That's totally worth it.
Dark Souls Remastered, $24.
Not worth it.
Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin, $10.
That's worth it.
Devil May Cry 5, $40. Divinity Original Sin, $36.
Totally worth it.
Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year, $12.
Wait, is that Original Sin 1 or Original Sin 2?
2. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's totally worth it.
Let's jump down here.
I see the comments rolling.
Yeah, Calvin's got a snake emoji.
There we go.
And also, to answer your question, Calvin, no, I'm saving that for next week, episode 100.
Hey! I'm missing something. Where it be?
I'm gonna get through this, and then we're gonna do it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So then we have Monster Hunter World,
I want to pee
$25.
before we do it.
Nice.
Totally worth
Okay,
it.
Metro Exodus, $36. Metro Redux, $7.50.
That's fucking worth
Ni
it.
no Kuni
Yeah.
2, $20. Persona 5, $14.
Okay.
Persona 5 Ultimate, $51. Red Dead Redemption 2, $39. Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition, $55.
That's a fucking
Resident
steal.
Evil HD, $8. Resident Evil 0, $8. Resident Evil 2 Remake, $36.
That's a good deal.
Excuse me, beer burps. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, $20.
Okay.
Battlefront 2, $7.50.
Not worth it.
Tales of Vesperia,
Just because it's a Battlefront, is it? So I paid $7 for mine.
7?
For
18.
Battlefront. I told you where to get it. You didn't
Well,
listen.
that was after I already bought it.
You
okay.
didn't listen.
Tales of Vesperia Definitive
already
Edition,
bought it.
that is the remaster of the Xbox 360 exclusive, no longer exclusive, $25.
Okay.
And then you have The Division 2 for $39. And then you have The Witcher 3, $15.
That's worth it.
Yeah, that's totally
And then going down, there's actually a couple PS3 deals on here. Beyond Two Souls, $3.50. Borderlands 5.
need a bad treat.
Borderlands Ultimate Edition, $15. Dark Souls 2, $7.50.
$7.50.
Persona 5,
You
$14.
got it where you did.
I'm leaning into the mic with my mustache. about ready to go, Sam Biddy. And I just hear out of the corner of my
Corner of my eye.
corner of my eye, Sam Biddy.
You bastard! Ratchet and Clank 9, Resident Evil 4, because it's on everything. 5.
Right.
It's only on everything.
There's a couple of Vita games on here.
Shit.
Darkit. Wow.
Darkit?
This is on GameSpot. Darkit Dungeon.
Darkest Dungeon, yep.
Crimson Edition, $12. God Eater 2. So there's another god for him to eat. 10. Salt and Sanctuary, 9. Urban Trial Freestyle, $3.50. So go check the list. There's a lot more than what I named. If you're into any of these, please go check it out. It's your time to save some fucking money and get some awesome games.
And hopefully you picked up anything on the Steam sale. I didn't see anything good.
I don't PC games. So.
I looked through it and I was like, meh. We'll see. I PC game, but I use a controller.
Quantum Dream Collection, $12. I missed that one.
I got really excited like 2 weeks ago. I downloaded Viva Pinata and the Viva Pinata 2 onto my Xbox One thanks to Game Pass because my wife loves them.
Do you know there was a Viva Pinata like TV show?
What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
You gotta watch it.
That was like Viva Pinata came out in like when? Like early Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
So
Strangely addicting.
got Carl. Y'all know
I know
Carl.
Carl. Oh, yeah.
One time I stayed the night at his apartment
To jack him off.
and I woke up in the morning and fucking Viva Pinata was the TV show was on the TV and I'm like, but I was like I'm like one of those people that if I wake up first, I'm just gonna like lay there and just accept whatever
Just
it is
pretend that you don't exist
until
else.
everybody else is awake.
Okay.
So I'm just like, how long is this show gonna go on?
If I don't move, they won't know I'm awake.
It's gonna go on forever.
Tyler, if you could go move your truck,
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna go tinkle.
and you can go tinkle,
And
and
then
you
I-
can set up,
Mm-hmm. I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna park it in your yard.
do what you gotta do.
Finish that silver nugget.
Yeah. Heritage.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
This is bullshit!
Alright, my turn to leave.
All right, so in the meantime, we'll do some plugs. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
It got caught on my foot.
In the meantime, we'll do some plugs.
Yeah.
If you want
Plug
to
it.
check out Podcastrophe, you can do so on the Journey to Comics Network. Check out journeytocomics.com and all the podcasting places that you can. Check them out on their own feed. Please, if you're listening to this on Game Addicts Podcast, please go give them a follow. They're our buds. They're our friends. Tara's our player 3. Blaine's Blaine. We have...
He's not my friend!
Wow.
Blame.
Blaine's Blaine.
I get it.
Um,
I feel that.
Yeah. Anyway, don't you see what happens when they get together? You just become second fiddle, right?
No, I get it.
Yeah, no. Because me and you sat here and we eyed each other. We were just like, I'm like, I got to get back control of this because he's not going to.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, please go check out Podcastrophe at podcastrophypod.podbean.com as well as Podbean. They're also, you also guys have a Patreon?
Yeah.
Go check out their
Check out
Patreon.
Patreon.
You also go check them out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That whole app is changing. I got an email saying that the categories are going to change.
Oh.
So maybe you might be able to fine tune what you want it to be.
Sweet.
And then check out Game Addicts Podcast. If you're listening to us on Podcastrophe, GameAddictsPodcast.com. That's a website where you find us. We're also live on Twitch, Game Addicts Play over there on Twitch and on our socials. And then, of course, we're on everywhere that I've said. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're also on Stitcher. We're on TuneIn. We're on SoundCloud now.
Real quick, plant the football where Tyler needs to go.
Right here.
There we go.
Now it's my turn to go. Hey, how many beers did you have?
Not enough. I just want to say this. We've been everywhere, man.
And we have been. My turn to
Your
take
turn?
a tinkle.
Your turn.
Yep.
Yeah, it's they're waiting for him.
Yes.
Hopefully he doesn't get back before Brandon's done.
I can hide it. I'll hide it.
It might be because
Do I need to hide it?
My front door the ring. No. Just put it. It'll be waiting for him.
Yeah, but we don't want Brandon to miss it. Because I want to know what this is all about.
Okay.
I gotta know what this is all about.
You will. In time. In time. The story will be told.
Hey there.
I turned it off.
He's like, turn it on. I need my high.
Tyler is currently flipping off the camera and vaping.
Vape squad.
What you got there, Tyler? What you got there?
What is this? I want to hear this compound.
This is a
story.
container for when we're done and when you finish with us. That's where you can put it.
I believe the phrase goes, once you pop, the fun don't stop.
It didn't pop though.
Oh, hi, Baxter.
How about you, Baxter?
If it was
Fat
anything,
piece of shit.
If it was anything other than an empty Pringles can, I wouldn't have thrown it at him.
So, Tyler,
Yep. hit me.
I've heard this story. Blaine's heard this story. Mike has not.
I'm a virgin.
I've told you. I know for a fact I've told you the story.
Watch, you're gonna get like two sentences in. Oh yeah, I've heard that story.
Oh,
But now we're gonna tell the podcasting world the story.
Well, I've told this story
Yep.
on the show before, but I'll tell it again. It's traumatizing. So this portion of this episode is not safe for work.
No.
1,000%. If this show isn't already not safe for work. Baxter, please, you fat fuck, stop licking my foot.
Do it, Baxter.
Anyway.
Oh no, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, kitty. This is one of the only cats that I like. Skylar has just about got me convinced into getting a cat.
Don't do it.
Man,
They're evil bastards.
I know, but I found one that's sweet and it just naps.
They don't stay sweet forever.
It just naps. That's all it does. Is
They
nap.
don't. I'm telling you, they won't forever.
I basically have a choice between getting an adult cat or getting a kitten, and I don't want a kitten.
Okay.
That's fair.
I thought you were gonna say another pug.
No, that is also not. That is
That is
most
not on the
certainly not an
table.
option.
Not on the table.
If there is another pug option in my household, it is everyone man your battle stations. This is DEFCON 5. Red alert, purge, everything. Anyway, so way back in yesteryear, I was a young high school man.
Or should I leave that down?
I don't know. You are in control of the Pringles can. It's directly under your feet.
Oh boy.
But so I was courting a young attractive woman, and her best friend was. Once you pop, you just can't
Got
stop.
it to pop.
Her best friend was dating a guy that was a year older than us. Baxter, I will fucking murder you.
You'll love
I've tried to let Blaine let me to take him like 5 or 6 times and he won't. Anyway,
I'm coming.
this guy was a couple years older than me, but he graduated from the same school. Baxter, I will shove this microphone inside your asshole. Stop it. Stop.
You're melting his heart.
Just
Come
please,
on.
please stop. Anyway, so he was at work. My girlfriend wanted to hang out with her girlfriend and her boyfriend. So we decide, we're getting plans together, and he said, hey, just come over to my house, hang out until I get done, because he had his own place. So we go over there, and we're hanging out in his room, because we don't want to be around his roommates, because they're fucking creepy. And my girlfriend at the time dropped her phone on the floor. It had just so happened to fall under the bed. So she reaches under the bed and grabs her phone. She's like, hey, there's a can of Pringles down here. Grabs the can of Pringles. Doesn't shake it like you grab a can of
always
Pringles,
shake
you're
it.
like, yeah, let's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you always shake it.
She just grabs it and opens it right in her face. And she goes, oh, God. I will be dry heaving this entire time.
That is fair. That is fair because I know where it's going now.
Ugh. She screams in terror. Teen number 2 screams in terror, and it just so happens that this individual had been masturbating and ejaculating into a can of Pringles
Yeah.
and saving it. And
Oh my god.
I was on the other side of the room and I could smell it.
Oh.
And that's why I gagged That's why I gag so violently every time I tell the story.
You remember it.
Because I can still smell it.
Oh no.
It's that bad. It is like, and every time that I tell this story, I do what I'm doing right now, but I also like give some things as comparison, like almost a control.
Sorry.
Like a buddy of mine was raising sheep one time, and some of the ewes died inside of their mother, and I had to be an assistant to getting them out so the sheep didn't die. And that smell I thought would be the top tier because they had started to rot and decompose inside of the sheep. I thought that would be top tier. Like, this is the worst thing that I will ever smell in my life.
Until this day.
How long would that have to take for them to start rotting and decomposing inside?
Just a couple days.
Because I feel like that would. I feel like the
it's almost immediately.
the body would like actually kind of protect it because that like decomposition takes place because of air and whatnot.
Right, but you have to remember you're inside. So, like, a baby of any mammal is inside another mammal.
Yeah, of course.
So once that mammal like is dead, the mother's brain knows that it's not alive anymore. So your body will immediately start to
reject it
and or absorb it, like take as much that it can out of it, and it was awful. Like just for comparison, I'm not gagging talking about dead sheep fetuses. I am gagging talking about semen in a Pringles can.
Has been saved for unknown amount of time.
And what was really weird is like to add more to the story, like I got my wisdom teeth taken out into my freshman year in high school. No, into my sophomore year in high school. So the summer in between sophomore and junior year, I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and I was at home on a lot of fucking medication, and I was playing Mass Effect. Like, I just so happened to like wake up one day after my surgery and like, you know what? I'm gonna play through Mass Effect all the way through, because the first game is the only one that had come out at that point. But I wanted to do like a perfect playthrough, 100% everything. And I sat down in I had one of those rocker chairs that sits on the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in it, and I've got
you
like
were a high schooler.
Yeah, I've got all my snacks. So I've got Pringles and combos for sure.
Bugles?
Like, I don't know if I had Bugles, but it was to the point where I could eat.
Funyuns.
I did not have Funyuns.
Old school Butterfingers.
I did have old school Butterfingers. It was to the point where I could eat.
Yeah.
So I had like real food.
Swedish fish.
I don't like Swedish fish.
Okay.
I am very anti-Swedish fish.
Okay.
Nasty candy.
Whoppers.
Also nasty candy.
Those little like
Fresh Whoppers, not year and a half.
Yeah,
old.
fresh Whoppers.
Nasty candy.
those little peanuts that you get that taste like
The circus peanuts?
Yeah, circus peanuts.
Nope, anti-circus peanut. So I'm sitting there.
Sour Patch Kids watermelons.
Those are my favorites.
Those are the best.
Those are my favorites.
Those are the best.
Because I love fake watermelon flavor. Anyway, I'm rocking in my fucking
3-day
game
old
chair
pizza.
9000 that's got speakers and shit in it.
Yeah.
And-
You
and
had that one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The good one.
Yeah, the good one. I've got like 9 cans of sour cream and onion Pringles, and I just fucking wrecked them in like 2
Those
hours.
are the best ones.
Yep. And I also had tobacco, because
Oh.
I've been a tobacco user for a long time. So I gotta have somewhere to spit, because at that time I wasn't a swallower. Spitters are quitters, folks.
So
Spitters are quitters.
this Pringles can did not
So I thought
what we think it contained.
normally what I would do is I would take like a styrofoam cup and I would put paper towel in it and spit into that, so if it fell over it wouldn't spill out because the paper towel absorbs it. Fucking science, man. I took a bunch of paper towel and shoved into a Pringles can because I could spit a lot into a Pringles can.
You can.
so could he.
So yeah, so can he.
He probably didn't have a paper towel in there.
Let me.
Oh.
Can you toss me that Pringles can again real quick?
Yes.
So, just for reference, I did look. to see how much semen was in the Pringles can.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh! Oh!
Oh my
A quarter, a third, however you want to break down the size.
I'm popping that at a third.
However you want to break down a Pringles can. There was
Third of a Pringles can.
there was this much semen, folks.
semen.
Spunk.
Spunk.
That's nasty.
Battle Pants Galactica.
Whoa. But so I'm sitting there in my rocker chair playing Mass Effect. You know, I'm banging Liara because that's the only way to do it.
Yeah,
And because Ashley's a racist, space racist,
Yeah.
and boring, And-
She's into poetry.
and poetry, and she's not blue with enormous tits.
And
But
a nice
anyway.
ass.
Yeah, and I'm spitting in this Pringles can, and I go to grab it, and as I pick it up, my hands go through the side of it.
Oh my god!
Ah! Like, but the reason I tell this portion of the story, which I don't think I've told you guys that, the Pringles can was entirely intact. Was not spongy, was not like the cardboard. It wasn't starting to bleed through the cardboard. So that goes to show you how much like water or like legitimate liquid is actually in semen. Not a whole lot.
No, a lot of protein.
A lot of protein.
Like about 7 grams.
And salt.
Well, there it is. It's salt. It's salt and protein.
Oh man.
You guys are bastards.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I just got the idea for the can like right before they got here because I was just down here like munching on Pringles and I'm like, oh my god,
You
I
bastard.
was like, I have a Pringles can and Tyler's coming over.
we got my kids some Pringles over in Illinois
Mhm.
because we like normally like when we're going over there we always try to eat cheap or whatever. It's like
Right.
all right, we got to eat out some point, you know, fast food something. We get almost to Hubston. My wife's like looks at me and she goes, "Do you want Monocle's pizza?" And I went,
Fuck yeah.
Fuck
"Yes,
yeah.
ma'am." So we
That's
go to the
some fucking
store
OG
after we
Illinois monocles.
Yeah. So then, like, we go over there and I order the pizza, and we go to like Casey's gas station, which is what you have over there,
Right.
and you know, get a few drinks, and we get him a few things. We get him a can of
Hey.
Pringles.
We have it here too.
It's like one. in
It's
my
also
opinion.
the worst of gas
It
stations.
sucks.
Yeah, you're right.
Their pizza's pretty good.
You know what? I grew up on it. That's my hometown pizza. I've had a lot of different pizzas. There are better pizzas, but it's homey for me. It's what you know.
Grabbing a slice of fucking hot, fresh pepperoni from the
Mhm.
gas station, there's nothing more fucking heritage than that.
Yeah. So
I
then,
personally like my gas station reheated burritos.
there you go.
Roller hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all
Hot
about.
dogs.
I love the roller, like taquitos
Yes.
or tornadoes. They even have the roller breaded buffalo chicken like processed tubes.
I was high as, not to interrupt you, Brandon, or hijack your story, but I was in Dayton one night, high as fuck, like stoned out of my gourd, and my buddy drove us up to one of the Dayton gas stations, and I got roller pancake sausage on a stick.
Ooh.
Fuck. They were awful. Like I was
That
stoned
sounds
and it was
great.
still not good.
That's bad.
It was real
That's really
bad.
It sounded great though.
God, they were bad.
I remember one time somebody was like, I wish they put pancakes on a stick with a hot dog in the middle of them. I was like, why don't you just get a corn dog? No. Pancakes. I shit you not. 20 minutes later, we're in Walmart. This conversation happens while we're in Walmart.
Okay.
We're in Walmart. We go past the frozen food section. There they are.
And they're delicious.
And they're sausages, not
hot
These
dogs.
hot dog.
were hot dogs.
what?
This was 7 or 8 years ago.
I've been enjoying these for like 15 years because
Mhm.
because I'm cultured.
Fucking Jimmy Dean,
Jimmy
pancake
Dean.
sausage on a
This
stick.
wasn't Jimmy Dean.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but it
Making
wasn't Jimmy Dean.
pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Make some pancakes, put some bacon in the pancakes.
There you go, soundbite for that one.
New York.
So we got him a little can of Pringles. It was
One of the
prob-
little mini ones.
well, and it wasn't too. It was like a little bit bigger, probably about the same amount of size. That thing would have been full if that was he was hesitant. It would have been to the ground.
Stop.
He would have had to be like, I'm gonna have to get a new can here.
But here's like the crux of the story. Like, we never found out why he was saving his ejaculate. Number one. Number two.
That word, ejaculate.
And number two, like, we also never found out, like, why he chose a Pringles can. Like, I assume because it was easy to ejaculate into. Like, that's just what me as an intellectual would assume. But maybe he had something like, yeah, I fucking love sour cream and
do you
onion.
still know this person?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, but I don't, like, I haven't talked to him in...
Would we be able to get him on the show?
No, because I never liked him to begin with.
That doesn't
want
matter.
him on the show.
That doesn't matter.
What if he, like...
We gotta know.
What if
He
he
won't
rubber
talk about
banded a thing
He
on
will
there?
he will deny it, like, in front of a grand jury and a fucking
So you
firing
tried.
squad.
You
Yeah.
tried to find out why.
Okay, so what if he, like, put a rubber band around it and he was using it as, like, a little pocket pussy?
I don't think so, though. There was no apparatus. There was no, like, attachments.
You know, next time we get John on the show, we need to get him to tell the Jolly Rancher story.
Yeah.
God,
I
that's
can't
nasty.
remember.
Oh, I
That's
do.
why I want him to tell it on the show.
That's nasty. All right, that one made.
I don't even know the story, and I'm gagging.
Well, there's a Jolly Rancher story.
It's
Pringles
bad.
aftershocks.
It's bad.
Oh, man.
I'm so glad you brought up like fast food and stuff though, because recently at Taco Bell they brought in the Reaper fries with the Reaper Ranch,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried the Reaper Ranch steak burrito, which has Reaper fries in it with Reaper Ranch and
So it's a
and steak.
California burrito, just hot.
It's fucking good.
I'm really pissed
And
that they
hot.
did away with their loaded nacho boxes for that.
It was okay
Because
for me.
you spent
Like
$5
what?
and you literally got a cardboard box of nachos that were fantastic. Now they're gone.
They never keep
AJ's.
anything good for too long.
Best waffle
What was
fries
the
on
one?
the planet.
It was like, it was like a chalupa and a gordita, I think, or something like that. It was like 4 years ago, at this point, and I loved every second of it.
I'm still pretty pissed that they did away with the salsa verde because I liked it for the flavor.
Yeah, you're right.
They got rid of their salsa verde packets?
Mhm.
Like-
Really?
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
It's been away for a while.
That's
Yeah.
disappointing.
We eat Taco Bell probably 2 times a week, so.
We do at least once.
Tuesday after a podcast is usually my
Taco
Taco
Bell.
Bell day because it's right around the corner and it's open.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's right around the corner, so I can just go there, grab it, eat real quick, go to bed.
Do you remember when they had the mini Crunchwrap Supremes?
Yeah.
That is Joanna's favorite. And like 3 years ago when we went down south,
Fucking Nate pops in. Taco Bell is life.
3 years ago we went down there and they still had them.
Oh, man.
And she was like, I want all of them. What do you have left? They're like, we have 5. And she's like, I want all 5.
5 mini.
And they're good.
Like, that's one thing that I don't understand about Taco Bell. Like, just hear me out for a minute. They come out with all this groundbreaking stuff. Like, the Crunch Wrap was supposed to be a limited time thing.
It's amazing.
And it was so popular that they kept it. I have not eaten a Crunch Wrap in probably 2 years because the last one I got was so awful that like I didn't want to finish it. Like the chalupas have been fucking that's a part.
Do you
of-
remember the one I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
It was like a double chalupa.
Yeah.
It was like a.
It was the double decker chalupa.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't named that though. It was like some weird combination of names. It was like chalupa and a gordita.
Was it the XXL chalupa?
No.
Because they did that a while ago.
They did it, yeah.
And it had gold wrapping.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the
Yeah, that sounds like
that was the extra large chalupa.
Mm-hmm.
I think it had some weird name. It
'Cause
wasn't
I always
that.
get
Or
whatever's
maybe it was
new.
the double chalupa. I can't remember. You could look it up and easily find it. But, like
Skylar says Taco Bell is my life.
that's my wife. That's my wife, folks.
That's my wife.
That's my wife.
That's my wife.
Taco Bell is her life, not me. Taco Bell.
That's your wife.
It's my wife. But I mean, you think about all the like. Let's rewind a little bit. Taco Bell was voted the best Mexican food in America, like 3 years in a row. Taco Bell is Tex-Mex, not Mexican food.
Mhm.
What all you folks love, what all you basic Americans love, is Tex-Mex, which is fine. Tex-Mex is great. Taco Bell is great. Taco Bell is life.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hold on.
I got a list before you continue. I got a list of 13 discontinued menu items from Taco Bell. I don't know if this is on what I want's on the list, but I'm
I'm
gonna
sure
read
it
them.
is.
Let's get through it, Kanye.
All right. Number 1, the Bell Beefer.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Taco Bell's take on the Sloppy Joe, the Bell Beefer was introduced in the mid-1970s and survived until the mid-90s.
Fuck you, Bell Beefer.
Volcano Taco,
Yeah, I was
that
a
was a
fan
good
of
one.
that. Yeah.
the Cheeserito,
That was a good one.
Blackjack Taco has a picture too.
That was mostly a Japan thing.
They like
Much
their
like the Black Whopper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they like their black colored stuff. Did you see the did you
Yeah.
Japanese penis, very small. American penis, very big.
did
That's
you
a South Park reference, folks.
did you see the Pokemon cheeseburgers where they have the different color like Squirtle, Pikachu, and Charmander?
No.
Yeah, they've got them. Look them up.
You're crazy. Anyways.
Cinnamon Crispas.
Nope.
These sugary cinnamon crisps served as Taco Bell's dessert of choice for years before they discontinued. The BLT
Were they the
taco.
cinnamon nachos? Is that what
No,
they
I
were?
like the
Crisps.
twists.
Crisps.
Yeah, but were they like cinnamon tortillas instead of the crisps?
Maybe. I don't know.
Did you
Because I
say
vaguely remember that.
BLT taco?
BLT taco.
I remember that. It was
It was
awful.
Part of Taco
It was
Bell's
awful.
popular sizzling bacon menu in the 1990s and 2000s, the BLT taco was a limited run taco that consisted of, you guessed it, bacon, lettuce, and tomato, topped off with club sauce and cheddar cheese.
Remember the bacon chalupa that was also awful?
Oh. No, I
I
They
didn't like that either.
They did a BLT chalupa for a while, and they also did the bacon fucking just like they did the chicken chalupa, where it was the fucking chicken.
see. I'm only familiar with Taco Bell up to like maybe 5 years ago because that's when I really started getting in.
Man,
on
I've been
Taco
hitting that
Bell.
shit since the 90s.
We got Nacho Crunch grilled stuffed burrito,
That's a
That was-
mouthful.
That one was okay.
chicken Caesar
Had
grilled
Fritos
stuffed
in it.
burrito,
Fuck that.
That was
grilled stuffed nacho.
That was
That was
fucking
phenomenal.
incredible.
Another customer favorite. The grilled stuffed nacho was introduced in 2013 and discontinued in 2014. The popular snack consisted of a flour tortilla shaped like a nacho, stuffed with beef, nacho cheese, sour cream, and crunchy red tortilla
It
strips.
was like a Crunchwrap, except better.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Although reintroduced briefly in 2015, the stuffed nacho is once again off the menu.
Yeah.
Though there are online efforts to bring it back.
It was like seriously, it was like a Crunchwrap, except better.
It was. It was the way the Crunchwrap should have been.
Fully loaded nachos,
Those were good.
enchilito,
Don't know what that
No,
is.
that
My
was-
wife loved them. Enchiladas are, oh man, they're almost
Like an enchilada burrito?
It's yeah, an enchilada. It's something you eat with a fork. It's
an
very
incredibly
cheap.
popular menu item since its inception in the 70s. The enchilada was inexplicably discontinued in the 1990s. A burrito enchilada hybrid.
I'm so fucking hard right now.
The enchilada was topped. It's gonna get. Do you want me to really read this?
Get ASMR with it because
Oh,
I
yeah.
am fucking revved up.
A burrito enchilada hybrid.
Dude!
What?
The enchilada was topped with tangy red sauce
Mm-hmm.
and a
Come on,
row of
motherfucker.
exactly
Show
3
picture.
black
I'm
olives.
clicking. Can you see I'm clicking? Oh,
Mhm.
there it is.
And came
Oh, it came.
in a signature reheatable tin.
Yeah. There we
God,
go.
I would save that 10 and
It
jack off
came.
in it.
Just like the Pringles can.
Yeah.
Number 13, the spicy chicken crunch wrap supreme.
I liked that
I
one,
love
too.
that,
That
too.
was good.
That was my favorite because I'm not a Taco Bell dude. I've got to be in the mood for it, which is
Not
very,
American
very
all the
rarely.
time.
So like my wife always loves it. So on that random time where that I would feel like, all right, let's both get it. I would
You
get
guys
that.
are like a steak and shake family.
Yeah, we like steak and shake.
I
Like
love
every
steak and shake.
I don't
time
like
that
the
I've been hanging
I'm
out
so
with you,
pissed that they're not open late
uh,
anymore.
and your wife's like,
Which
bring
one?
me home some
All
food.
of them.
It's always steak and shake.
Well,
close at
okay.
11
If I
now.
bring her home food, it is probably going to be a steak and shake, White Castle, or Moe's.
That's fair.
That is like her 3.
That's fair.
That for me to bring home.
I hate White Castles.
Man, it's a gut grenade for sure. I eat White Castle one time a year.
You know what?
The Bell Beefer.
Yes, I remember that.
Fuck you, Bell Beefer.
So this is Chow Hound, the Taco Bell Graveyard, a guide to discontinued menu items, both beloved and unsettling.
Can I add something real
Yeah.
quick? Since I don't remember what I was originally talking about before you interrupted me.
Faraday sauce.
Yep, that was great. Like people okay, Taco Bell is the king of Tex-Mex. People don't remember, or people don't where we live in the Midwest or the East Coast. People don't have Jack in the Box, so they don't know how good Jack in the Box tacos are. But for somebody that lived in California for a good amount of
We
time,
used to have one in Indy, didn't we?
yes, it
Yeah.
closed. It
Oh
closed.
man.
It was all $4.65.
Yep.
I never got to eat it before it closed, and it made me very, very sad.
Same.
Crisps.
Let me see that.
They are literally the
Let me see that real quick.
Yeah.
tortilla chips.
Yeah, I thought they were tortilla chips because they were cheaper than the cinnamon twists.
39 cents.
Did you know that the cinnamon twists are actually fried rotini pasta?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep, that's why they're the twist. Anyway, like,
Thank you for that brief.
yeah,
No.
Jack in the Box for a long time has had tacos,
Mhm.
and they since their inception have been like 99 cents or $1.09, like really really cheap. They're incredible. Like I've seen a lot of stuff on like Facebook and the internet here lately about how Burger King announced their tacos.
Bringing them back.
And people, yeah, thank you bringing them back for sure because they've had them before. People are like, Burger King doesn't need fucking tacos because it's Burger King and not fucking Taco Bell. Like, Burger King might be able to make some flame-ass fucking tacos because Jack in the Box has done it forever.
Yeah, you're right.
But adding to that, like, from somebody that lived on the West Coast as a kid, Del Taco is real fucking good. And Hardee's / Carl Jr.'s Red Burrito is occasionally pretty good. Taco Bell is always the king. Like if I'm drunk at like 2 o'clock in the morning,
That's the only place to go.
and but if I'm in California, I might go to Jack in the Box and I might get like a sourdough Jack and a couple tacos because it's like I can get everything that I want here. But Taco Bell has never done me wrong. Like, they've been bad, don't get me wrong. There's been bad service. I've waited 25 minutes for some Taco Bell before, but it's always Taco Bell. The only thing that they do to offend me is take shit off the menu. Like the grilled stuffed nacho. Like the, what was the really good one? Not the beefy Fritos burrito. It's like that, but without the rice. It was really fucking good.
You look right.
So, I'm still trying to figure out this chalupa deal. So I've come across the cheesy chalupa crunch.
That was good.
That might be it.
No, it's not as big as you're talking about.
I didn't say big. I never said it was big. I just said it was
Oh,
different.
I like
than
Taco
normal.
John's too.
So, have any of you guys you have had Taco John's? I haven't had it yet. There's one in Lebanon now.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
We should go.
Fuck yeah!
And I've never had it. I've heard it's good.
It is.
They
good.
have something called potato olays, and they are disc nuggets of potatoes.
It's like Hardee's hash browns,
Mhm.
but potatoes
Mhm.
and fucking incredible.
I want to try it so bad, and okay. So like, I've never had straight up had Popeyes.
What?
I've never had an opportunity to.
Dude.
Right. So Lebanon had a Popeyes. We're like, we're gonna go down there and try it.
You're talking about the one that's in the truck stop?
No, the one that's like off by itself. Like it has its own building and everything.
The one that's in the truck stop's still there, I think.
The one that's in the truck stop's still there. Are you talking about the one that's in between Lebanon and the airport?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so in Lebanon, right next to Kroger,
Okay.
in that area,
Yep.
was a Popeyes.
Oh, I forgot that there used to be a Popeyes there.
There used to be because it's now closed.
Mm-hmm.
It just opened. They built a new building for it, and it closed within a matter of 2 years
Wow.
due to health code violations.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad we never ate there.
I strongly don't recommend going to the one in Lebanon that's in the truck stop. But if
Yeah,
you're
it
ever,
sucks.
it is awful.
That's the only one I've ever had.
But if you're ever close to the Indianapolis airport, there is one very very close that is a standard Popeyes.
You know what is also another rare joint to find anymore?
Raging Cajun.
A proper Quiznos.
They don't exist anymore.
They are 600 of them exist across the country.
Oh, see, I
There
thought
used to
they
be-
totally closed.
There used to be a standalone one. There's one in the gas station in Indy. It sucks, just like the Popeyes. It
Okay.
sucks. We found it. We sought it out. No, we found another one, and it's no longer there. I looked it up, and it's gone. Much to my wife's chagrin, she loved that. She loved Quiznos. It was her favorite place. It closed here. She cried a sea of tears. It reopened. She fell to her knees, hands up in the air, like accepting the grace of God, even though we're atheists. It showed her the light, and then it closed again, and she spat on the ground. And like,
By my thumb and thee.
how dare thee?
Man, see, I did some research one day because I think I was leaving school this past fall, and I was like, man, I really want some food, but I don't want to go to Jimmy John's. You know, it's right across the street.
Mhm.
I don't want fucking Penn Station because I worked there for years.
And you don't want the Ivy Tech cafeteria.
Well, my classes aren't actually in Ivy Tech,
Oh.
so you know, I was going through like the sandwich places. Like,
Mhm.
I definitely don't want Subway because it's awful.
Penn Station.
I didn't want Penn Station because I worked there for a long time.
He just said that.
I did say
Where
that.
were
You did
you
say
at?
that.
I didn't want Jimmy John's right across the street.
Firehouse?
It's Jimmy John's. I didn't want Firehouse Subs because it's dirty in there, and then they take forever to make my sandwiches.
Monocles.
I didn't want to go to Monocle's and get a sandwich because it's a pizza place.
But they
And
have good sandwiches.
like, I just remembered in the back of my mind, like, man, there used to be a Quiznos at the corner of 52 or 38 and Teal Road. No, it is 52.
Yeah.
52 and Teal Road. And it was good. There also used to be a TCBY right there, which was also really good. And then I got sad because it wasn't there anymore. So I got home. You know, I got out of class at like 8:45 that night. So I'm winding down, like going through my phone as fast as I can to catch up on stuff that happened throughout the day. And I stumbled upon this article of why Quiznos closed the majority of its restaurants. Do you want to know why?
Let's hear it.
Do you have any guesses? Let's go to you.
I have no
Guess.
guesses. I have
Guess.
no guesses.
It has to do. I have actually heard some of this.
Skip him.
Okay,
Because he's going to give the answer.
guess.
Money.
Okay, that's part of it.
Money.
Okay.
But money was a big part of it, and
The hamster or gerbil
yep,
commercials.
yep.
That was gonna be my guess.
The marketing campaign hurt their business so much that they literally almost filed bankruptcy.
Oh my god,
They were
that was
one
gonna
of
be
the-
my guess.
Come
Was the
to
commercials.
Quiznos and get your sandwich.
So
Like, it almost fucking tanked their business.
and it really did. Okay, so they were the fastest growing sandwich chain in the 90s.
Mhm.
Their stock went, and then they did that commercial, and you can literally see it drop off.
What were they thinking?
It
But
was-
I remembered it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, right. However, it hurt them, but what hurt them also more than that was the recession.
Yes.
Yeah.
The recession killed them essentially.
So you had those commercials which were all going around when you and I were in high school, and that, you know, right at the beginning of the recession they rolled out that marketing campaign, and it fucking started to drop their stocks, and then the recession hit and they fucking tanked. And that's why we don't have Quiznos anymore.
I mean, we had
And
Quiznos
and I also read that their franchises are obnoxiously expensive.
Yes, that was another thing. Is that like it that whole part of the business was not very fruitful for them, because for you to open up a franchise, it would actually be more detrimental to you, and they pretty much do not help you whatsoever, and you have to pay for those expensive
we
ass
had our
ingredients.
Quiznos till like what, 2011?
It was it shut down in
2011 or 2012.
I think it shut down twice. So like I think it was like 2009 ish that it shut down, and then it came back and it was gone by 2012. Like, but
That
yeah,
sounds right.
they require you to get all their really great ingredients, but they also offer no incentive. They don't help you.
Penn Station is also very similar to that.
Yeah. And yeah, that really hurt, because then one by one these chains started, the franchises start shutting down. And to this day, there's only 600 left, and they're probably just gonna fade
Yeah.
away. And
That's why
Nice.
there's so many McDonald's, because they help you so much,
mhm.
and that they literally, you take out your loan, and most banks are like, "That's fine, take it," because they know within a year you're able to pay it back, because
Yeah.
everybody eats at McDonald's.
Absolutely.
And McDonald's is the perfect example of corporate America. I mean, it's awful. But I mean, if you look at the history of McDonald's, a guy basically steals the business,
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that movie.
steals the
Yeah.
business, becomes a fucking billionaire. The whole franchise thing is rolled out, and not only people don't think about, especially in today's political climate, that the minimum wage talk is so prevalent. Like, it should be $15 an hour, which it's about to be. It should not be $15 an hour. Blah, 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 blah. We don't need to get into that argument because it's irrelevant. Like, there are thousands upon thousands of success stories of people starting a McDonald's when they're a teenager, working their way up to becoming a manager of a McDonald's, and then deciding to open their own franchise. And because they're so in tune with the business, you know, they are basically gifted a franchise, and then they become very, very successful people. You know, McDonald's is awful for a lot of reasons, but McDonald's, like that whole concept of, you know what, you've been true to us. If you put forth the effort, you can be a successful human being, and we will help you do it. And I'm glad that Mike said that, you know, if you say, I'm going to open a McDonald's franchise, like, not only are you going to be obnoxiously wealthy, and you're probably going to open 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. That's what happened here.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, people will give you money because you're going to open a McDonald's. Like, it's that simple.
So, it's I saw this video on Facebook about these millennials who have never had a Big Mac.
Damn you millennials.
And every single one of these millennials were from New York City.
Okay.
Where there is a McDonald's
everywhere,
like,
but they don't
block.
eat there. They're like we don't eat there. That's gross. I saw Super Size Me and I just couldn't. You know,
Super Size Me made me want it more.
So
he's getting ready, not to interrupt you, but he's getting ready to do another documentary about opening his own chain of chicken restaurants, like Chick-fil-A type thing, and going through the whole process, which is going to be pretty cool.
So they went through the, you know, what fast food do they normally eat? Someone's like Chick-fil-A. Someone's like, I only eat like a Shake Shack. You know, and someone's like,
man, I fuck with Shake Shack real hard. I fuck with Shake Shack real hard. It's top tier fucking Steak and Shake is what Shake Shack is.
And then Chipotle was in there as well.
Fuck Chipotle.
So
never had it.
Here's the thing.
Awful.
It's bland.
Here's the thing.
Also gives you botulism. look at okay. I'm sorry I keep hijacking your story. But if you look at like fast food restaurants in America, Chipotle is towards the top of the list of health code violations and or food-borne illness incidents in America on a large scale. Because every year their employees don't wash their fucking hands. So they take a big steaming shit. I'm going to cut the mic a little bit. They take a big steaming shit and they don't wash their hands. And then they make your fucking super burrito and they get their shit in it. Stop eating at that fucking dump of a restaurant. Because not only is it bland, thank you, Mike, you'll get shit in your food and possibly die.
Thank you for that dramatic iteration.
I am incredibly anti-Chipotle. It is the devil of fast food
I
restaurants.
could not tell.
Had it once, and
It's awful.
It is like, especially and now that we've had, you know, we've got 3 options in the 1 mile stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've never had Qdoba.
It's okay.
I've never
Okay.
had it either.
Okay, so but
It's not as good as Moe's.
I want to try it, and then
Don't
my
like
wife's
Moe's.
like, I never want to try that. I try that again because she's had it once. No, Moe's is where it's at. All right. So all these kids, these millennials, trying the Big Mac for the first time in their 20s, right? And they're just like, they're basically like, I'm too good for McDonald's, and I'm like, this is what everybody who like has a problem with millennials, our generation, they see these fuckers from New York and they think they're all like that. These aren't the millennials from the Midwest. Okay, where small ass towns of like 1,000 to 3,000 people get one McDonald's and that's your fucking place to eat because you have that and local shitty ass Pizza Hut, whatever,
Or Subway.
or a Subway now. But
That's that you cannot be a small town unless you have a Subway.
well, guess
Now.
what?
Now,
My town has 500 people. We ain't got shit other than a Casey's Pizza. That's it.
We grew up on the streets.
We had to drive 15 miles to get a fucking McDonald's cheeseburger. Fuck. Anyway, so every single one of us, it was like, man, it's the weekend. We're having McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're eating good now. That
McDee's.
that is the tale of the differences between big city millennials and Midwestern millennials.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I love McDonald's.
They've
love it.
definitely stepped up.
Like their breakfast isn't very good anymore.
It's gone downhill since they started offering it all around.
The
Yeah.
McGriddles, those pissed me off because they used to be, when they first came out, they were like that big.
They were like the size of a regular breakfast sandwich at McDonald's.
and now they're the size of a
Now they're like
A golf ball.
miniature hockey puck.
You know what they've really stepped up? The double quarter pounder.
Well,
now that it's fresh meat, yeah, but it takes you forever to get it.
the quarter pounder is the freshest thing they got. It is the freshest thing they
Have you-
got.
And
But
then
I
you
fuck
watch
with-
the commercial and you see that fucking patty just bounce but stay consistently. And I'm like, ha.
I fuck real hard with a triple cheeseburger add mac sauce, man.
Mhm.
It's like a Big Mac but cheaper.
All right. Have you tried any of the new international menu stuff?
I have not got the Stroopwafel McFlurry as
Ah.
much as I wish I would have.
Okay, so
But I have eaten at,
What?
at an international
What is
McDonald's.
this? I haven't ate at McDonald's in a minute. What is this you confoundedly speak of? What is this?
So they've got an international menu right now. Menu items that are popular in foreign countries where they have McDonald's. One of them is a mozzarella and like tomato sauce chicken sandwich.
that is good.
That
Is it?
sounds fantastic.
The sauce is very.
it's like
the
a
sauce,
chicken. It's like a chicken parm sandwich,
It is.
which you can't go wrong with.
And it's got like the sauce has
Right
got
there it is,
basil.
too.
Yeah.
The Stroopwafel McFlurry is really popular in the Netherlands. Stroopwafel. That's all you need to hear.
Yeah,
It's delicious.
I gotta try this.
The cheesy bacon fries are popular in Australia. I forgot about that. I had a fucking Baconator for lunch today.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And here's my favorite one:
Go
the
through
Grand McExtreme Bacon Burger.
Spain.
For Spain, this
That-
fancy
that
quarter
sounds
pounder
amazing.
is devoid of veggies, save for a few slender slivers of onions, and is undeniably delicious burger thanks to the hefty, juicy patty, 3 strips of crispy bacon, 2 slices of buttery Gouda cheese. The Grand McExtreme Bacon Burger, geez, that's a name. Also topped with smoky McBacon sauce.
Mick bacon sauce.
Smoking bacon sauce.
Oh my
To complement the burger.
What's the one from Canada? I haven't seen that.
That is the chicken sandwich. The,
Oh,
the
see, I
tomato
thought that was from
mozzarella.
somewhere else.
Tomato mozzarella chicken sandwich. I'll read it. You can either opt for a crispy or grilled variety of this, but regardless of which you get, it'll arrive with lettuce, fresh Roma tomato. The tomato was actually pretty good on the one I had, and the bun is that nice buttery bun that high quality bun they put on their sandwiches. Not the cheaper dollar menu ones, but the better ones, right?
The Kaisers.
Topped with onions, mozzarella cheese, a very nice and a very nice attitude that may or not be with the result of excellent health care.
You know what pissed me off real bad? We talked about Taco Bell removing stuff from their menu. When McDonald's removed the chicken biscuit from their menu. Because I love a
Yeah.
thick, with 2 C's, fucking juicy chicken biscuit. First thing in the morning. It just sets my day off right. And now they have the chicken biscuit back on the menu, but it is not nearly as good.
Yeah.
And it is a quarter of the size. Thank you for bringing that up.
I hate that.
Because it's just like the McGriddle. It is literally like a miniature hockey puck. It is awful.
I remember when those motherfuckers came out. I ate the crap out of them. Two at a time.
There was a time
God.
when the chicken biscuit came out and I was in high school. I got one every day before school. I fucking
Worth
love
it.
I fuck with the chicken biscuit that hard. And I love Chick-fil-A, okay?
I do too.
Racism and bigotry aside, I fuck with Chick-fil-A real hard. It's right down the street from my house.
Yes.
I don't go there in the morning. I don't. Because I don't want it's the temptation. I resist.
I want you to read this.
Okay.
Read it in the right tone.
18th birthday. I can't wait to be 21. 19th birthday. Can't wait to be 21. 20th birthday. Can't wait to be 21. 21st birthday. Yeet! 22nd birthday. Time is fleeting. My days left on this earth are numbered. That's how I feel when they remove the chicken biscuit from the menu.
The last time I really loved Burger King,
Oh man, Burger King. That's a whole nother love story.
the last time I loved Burger King was when they had the double stacker. which is their version of their answer to the Baconator.
What about the bacon? Well, I
They
guess
have the
double
Bacon
stack,
King
yeah,
now.
the
Yeah,
double
the Bacon
stacker,
King
yeah.
now. That's
Yeah.
Have you ever
phenomenal.
tried the Big King, which is their version of the Big Mac?
Yeah.
It's good. I
Nope.
dig it.
I've not.
Yep.
I have had the Bacon King though, and it's up there.
It's the same thing except without
it's-
bacon.
Oh, okay.
The Big King's
I was
just
like,
the same thing without
I
bacon.
literally just said it's the Bacon King. I thought you were saying the Bacon King's the same thing as the double stacker without the bacon. I'm like, it
No.
has bacon in the
I
name.
actually like their king sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except the Bacon King is basically the double stacker, but way bigger. It's huge. I love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good
I
size.
might go get one
When
after this.
When I was in high school, a friend of
Found me
mine,
Taco Bell.
two friends of mine, and I went to Burger King on 231, which is now no longer with us. After school one day, it was finals week, and the three of us decided each to do the Octo Whopper challenge.
Oh,
Really?
So you order a triple Whopper, and then you have to order 5 individual patties because they will not make an 8 patty sandwich. And I ate about a third of mine and said, you know what, I can't do it anymore because I can't eat a lot in one sitting. And my friend Joe got all the way through the sandwich, cleared it. You know, this was one of the first challenges. And
before they got really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
and he's sitting there and he's like, takes a drink and he's like, man, takes another drink and then he stands up like real fucking fast and just goes, just everywhere in the fucking restaurant, and then we left.
Just leave it there.
But it like, you know, as someone who's traveled abroad a lot, you know, the rest of the world definitely does, like, they do talk about how obsessed with fast food we are, because, like, we as Americans don't realize the rest of the world is just as obsessed with fast food as we are. They just have stuff that doesn't give you cancer and shit, you know?
Yeah.
For all you people that are afraid of MSG, it's not bad. Stop it. Do your research. Science. MSG is good.
MSG is the nuclear power of food.
It's mouthfeel. It's delicious. It's umami flavor. Anyway, like, isn't it weird how important fast food is to our culture? Like, Skylar and I are going on vacation. We're doing another family vacation at the end of August. I'm super excited. I get to take my kid to the ocean, which she's never seen before, which I love almost as much as I love my kid, more than I love my wife.
No.
And it's like,
we'll wait for that comment later.
it's like every time I think about the ocean, it's like I'm gonna break into a song like Moana does when she's talking about wanting to be on the water, because I fucking love it. My dick gets hard thinking about the ocean, and the fish, and just fucking I'm hard right now. But like Scott and I were talking about like some of the stuff that we're going to do while we're on vacation. We're going to try and spend as much time as we can at the beach and let Ruby have fun and blah, blah, blah. But, like, Skylar didn't really get to travel until her and I started dating, and I started taking her on vacation and on trips and stuff like that. So I was with Skylar the first time that she had Whataburger.
Whataburger.
For someone who hasn't had Whataburger, it's like you take McDonald's and Arby's and Chick-fil-A and you mash them all into one, but it's the best of every restaurant.
Yep.
Like, it is a 100% Texas or Gulf Coast thing.
Yep.
You know, like Shake Shack is like an East Coast thing. It's starting to get popular in California, but I see a big comment from my wife. I'm excited to hear what that says, but let me finish real quick. In-N-Out Burger and Carl's Jr. / Hardee's is primarily a West Coast thing. You know, you don't see Del Tacos in the Midwest. Especially, there's a restaurant chain that's specifically popular in California called Der Wiener Schnitzel. It is a hot dog restaurant.
Yeah.
It is the original gut grenade. Long John Silver's and fucking White Castle ain't got shit on their Wiener Schnitzel. You eat about 4 of their corn dogs and you will be cleaned out for a year. But it's delicious. So I was with her the first time that she had Whataburger. And just seeing her experience that fast food for the first time was incredible. And now anytime we go to the Gulf Coast, which is my favorite place to be in the U.S., like, we have to go to Whataburger.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what time of the day it is, what meal it is. We're going to have to eat Whataburger at some point. For me, that's like Jack in the Box or Popeyes in the like Tennessee, Kentucky, like the southeastern part of the United States. Bojangles is really big on my list. It's like Chick-fil-A but better in my mind.
Yeah.
Their breakfast food is next level. Like just like Hardee's, it's fresh from scratch biscuits every day. They're not like flash frozen biscuits. They're fucking good. They're not Pillsbury. This is fresh. Some fucking old woman in the back made those biscuits. And they're fucking good. Okay? But like that's something that's been like really astounding to me, at least the last couple of years, whenever I go on vacation or, you know, I see it in the media, how important fast food is to our culture.
It's astounding.
Thank you. Because, like, literally anywhere I go, I am adamantly against chain restaurants. But if it's Jack in the Box, Bojangles, Whataburger, Popeyes, what's the one that's real popular on the East Coast? Raising Cane's. I think that's it. It's a chicken finger restaurant. Fuck, like, I have to eat it because I can't get it here normally.
Whataburger, I haven't had it in 20 years.
Never
And
had it.
it is...
What?
Never had it.
Oh, man, it's so good.
You get a fucking what a chicken?
Where can you find a Whataburger?
Texas, like he said, but there's also
Never been
across...
to Texas.
Pretty much the Gulf Coast.
Kind of...
I haven't been
have one
to
maybe.
Gulf Shores.
Is there a water? No.
No, there's not one in
I'm gonna
Dayton.
look.
I
There's
haven't
not
been
one.
to
It
Gulf
wouldn't
Shores
survive.
since
No, that's
fifth grade.
it's a Burger in Paradise.
No,
That's
Whataburger...
the one I remember.
I had it 20
I
years
don't
ago
like
when
that
we went to
place.
Texas, and it was like, quite literally, my aunt and my uncle was like, you guys need to go to Whataburger. And I'm like, what's Whataburger? And they're like,
Yeah.
the Texas experience, what it is.
Like people go to Texas on vacation or to spend time with family, and it's
Mhm.
like you have to eat Texas barbecue because
Yep.
it is unique, but you gotta fucking get Whataburger, man.
Yep.
And now I think there's Whataburger starting to open in Illinois, or I think what it was is a Whataburger opened in Chicago, and Texans are pissed
Because Illinois. of all
because it's
fucking
Illinois
places.
specifically.
Yeah.
If it was anywhere else, Ohio, Indiana, you know, maybe even Kentucky, they wouldn't. Michigan, there
Vermont.
would not be a problem. What'd you say?
Vermont.
Vermont, yeah, no problem. Specifically Illinois, Texas has got a problem.
What? Everybody fucking hates Illinois.
Well,
for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Brandon grew up in Illinois, so I'm sure he understands. Like
Goddamn fibs.
one of the like here recently, especially like people who have won the Illinois or the lottery in Illinois have elected to take it in installments rather than one lump sum, so they don't get fucked on taxes as hard.
Which
Which
is what
in re-
Illinois does.
Which is in reality they get fucked on taxes just as much, if not even more. Excuse me, I got the beer burps. But like Illinois did not have enough money to pay lottery winners their fucking cash.
Yeah.
So like there was a thing that went out a couple years ago that said, hey, if you win the lottery, you better pick lump sum or else you will not get your money. At that time, I remember reading a waiting list, like it would be 5 to 10 years before they saw their first installment.
Whoa.
How fucking pissed would you be?
Weren't we talking about Illinois this morning?
We were,
Like,
because of
first thing.
fucking Rod Blagojevich. I mean, he wasn't the only one, but he has literally fucked that state out of existence. He put in a pension for former governors
Mhm.
to get paid every year after they're out. An astronomical amount of fucking money.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, it's like, I don't remember if it's per governor or a total of like $800,000 per year gets spent on that. He's sitting in fucking prison right now, getting paid to sit in fucking prison
Mhm.
for the for 15 years, and it's like, it's like, why don't they try to reverse it? Can't they do anything? And they're just like, we're so backwards right now, and we're so like drowning that raising taxes is a necessity.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, it gets to a point where the citizens are so taxed, you overtax them. They instituted a soda tax at one point,
Yep.
where if you bought a soda,
Yeah.
you paid more for it. And I'm starting to see that not so much as a tax, but general costs go up. Like you go to the gas station in Illinois and to buy a 20-ounce Coke, it's $2. Started seeing that over here now.
Mhm.
You know, it's funny because Monsters are like $2.50 there, and I'm just like, it's only 50 cents more than a 20-ounce Coke.
Right.
It boggles the mind. But then it's like it started with that, and then they took it away. Because I remember New York City also had anything like over a 24-ounce, you paid like 32-ounce Coke. You paid taxes on that. You paid a lot more for that.
Mm-hmm.
Or in fact, they might have even outlawed them at one point. People were like, "Don't take away our obesity." And
Man, that's like
I need my Mega Gulp.
that's straight up an episode of Parks and Recreation.
is it?
Yeah.
Anyway, you know.
They had like the 300 ounce.
So what you have is that
cups.
what you have.
I need
is
my
in
55-gallon
Illinois,
drum of Coke.
you have Chicago politics
Mm-hmm.
drifting down into the state politics, and you could not see a more strict dichotomy between Chicago and the rest of the state. Now, Chicago is part of that recreational marijuana pushing in. It got passed statewide. Okay, cool. But when you raise taxes in Illinois, Chicago has as a city has its own separate tax that you pay in Chicago, and then you pay the Illinois tax.
Yep.
They're killing you over there.
And see, I like say whatever you want about the state of Illinois. I think Illinois is just a state with an identity crisis right now
Mm-hmm.
because they've done stuff like recreationalize. That was the word that I was looking for earlier.
There you go.
Recreationalize cannabis, which is a big deal. You know, Michigan did it. It was a big deal when Michigan did it. You know, it's medical in Ohio right now. I'm sure they're going to roll it out. Here in the next, couple years for sure. And then, I shared a thing here not long ago that Indiana was surrounded by all the cool kids. You know,
we're no longer the crossroads of America. We're that shitty neighbor.
Yeah. But, it's just a state with an identity crisis because they are in such a big hole that the only way that they can think of to dig themselves out of is taxes, which for a lot of places is normally the right answer, but it doesn't start at the, we didn't start at the bottom. Now we hear, like it started at the top. Like you picked awful fucking politicians that padded their pockets and made their quality of life great and fucked your citizenry.
So they raise taxes and then raise their own wages.
Mm-hmm. So the taxes
That's
directly
bullshit.
paying their wage.
That is bullshit because number one, you should be trying to repair the economy of the state,
Yep.
not be padding your own pockets with even more fucking money from the taxpayers.
Absolutely.
That is bullshit.
Illinois is like the perfect representation on a state level of what's wrong with our national government
Exactly.
or our federal
Yes.
government.
Yes.
If there's ever an issue on the federal level that you can debate or really try and break down and what's the word? Pick apart or analyze. Analyze was the word I was looking for. Like, it has already happened in Illinois, and the aftermath of that issue has already been seen. So just use Illinois as an example, and then don't do that. Like, they've done some great things. Like I said, recreationalize
Zation.
of marijuana is a great thing, and it is a trend that is continuing to pick up steam, and it will drastically improve the quality of life for a lot of Americans and a lot of people, medically or otherwise. Like, that is something good that Illinois has done.
Question.
There's not a lot.
How many states does it take for it to have to go federal?
35?
Because once it goes 35, then it's automatically...
Well, I don't know.
There's a
At
thing
this
where
point-
once it
at- at-
gets to a certain point...
At this
it's-
point, with Trump in office, I mean, anything is an option. I mean, he might just say, fuck it.
He's going to roll the dice, and whatever comes
Yeah.
up, if it's pot leaves, we're getting...
But I think majority for sure. I mean, 26 is obviously majority out of 50, but I think it needs to be a staggering majority before, because I love the state of Alabama, okay, and for some people that's going to offend you. I love the state of Alabama. I do not love Alabama politicians. Alabama is also a state that suffers like Illinois does. They don't have the taxes, they don't have the high cost of living, but they do choose really, really awful politicians and that's the drama that we've had the last couple months with the abortion laws and blah 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 blah. If we could just pick better politicians, or better yet, not have any, like life would be really really good. You can't judge a state's citizens on what their politicians do.
So there's currently 11 states with recreational marijuana. That is Alaska, which is very conservative state. So that's kind of surprising to me.
I guess 26 are medical, right? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, and we'll get to that. But it's Alaska, California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, and then Colorado, Illinois.
Idaho's not one of them. I thought Idaho was too.
No. If it is, then it is not.
Okay.
Not at all. Michigan, Vermont, Massachusetts, and Maine are all recreational marijuana laws. Medicinal, you add in Hawaii, and then Arizona, New Mexico.
Which they just recently went recreational. Hawaii did.
Then you have Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and then the great state of Montana where nobody lives, North Dakota, and then Minnesota.
Hey there! I'm thinking about driving up to Fargo. You want to roll a couple doobies?
Minnesota, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Florida, Ohio, West Virginia, and then you got your flurry of upper northeastern states that are pretty much all on that side. Like all that stuff is all medical, with only those other ones that are legal. So is it coming federally? I think so, absolutely. You have this many states going into it. No matter how many politicians you say that think it's equal to heroin. Fucking
God, what?
That is such shit.
The
morons.
He's the
Shit.
Oh crap.
Bullshit.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember who that was that said that. As he was the dude that recused himself from the investigation right after he got appointed. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Old dude looks like he ate the rich dude from the 90s that like ran for president. You remember who I'm talking
Ralph
about?
Nader?
Not Ralph Nader. No. Ross Perot.
Ross Perot.
Looks like he ate Ross Perot.
God, he should have won. Like, life would be fucking utopia if Ross Perot would have been elected president.
He called so many economic shit that happened that pretty much...
He did.
I'm not going to say that they didn't know, because they probably just let it fucking happen because it deepened their pockets more.
Yep.
And just like right now, we're in the middle of the biggest bull market in fucking history. It's about ready to pop, and people are like, things are so great. And he's like, look at my economy. It's so great. I mean, look at things. I'm making money. You're making money. Everybody's making money. It's like, it's going to go, and people are going to go, ah!
It burns us.
And then he's going to be, these Democrats, they'll do anything. I mean, can you believe it? They popped the economy. They popped it. It was getting so big, it was so wonderful. And they went up with a needle, and now it's like, now I got to clean up the mess, just like I do.
I don't know.
That's what he'll do. You know he'll fucking blame the other. I'm not saying they're not as equally bad on their shit. I'm not going to say that because they are.
They're all bad.
What I'm saying is that this motherfucker cannot take any goddamn criticism and own it. For shit, there's only been one or two things he's ever done in his entire run that has been, all right, I agree with that. The rest of it's been, dude, I don't know about that. I don't know about that either. And it's like he doubles down on this stupid ass shit, and then he just, no.
He's not held accountable for anything.
No, and it's ridiculous because, and I understand politicians lie, but when you lie, when about 70% of everything that comes out of your mouth is a fucking lie, and they've already actually he's been president long enough, they've been doing studies on everything he says, and also law says he can't block anybody on Twitter or delete his tweets because now tweets are considered presidential declarative statements, and the people of the country have the right to see.
What did we say was going to happen with Twitter? He was going to make it to where it was viable in court. As long as you're a president, it is considered a presidential statement, and the citizens have a right to see it.
Fuck yeah.
So I get fired up. I get fired up when I'm talking about current stuff because you know what? Even with Barack Obama, 29% of the stuff he said was a lie. That should be a problem for people.
Yeah.
Motherfucker lied a lot, and now it's like turned up to 11. Motherfucker Nigel went over there. He's like, this one goes to 11 and cranks it. And people are like,
Turn the knob off.
he's great. He's got me to sit her back. Sit her back and fix your own fucking country. Oh, here's my favorite one. Here's my fucking favorite. You like this one?
Yeah.
You fucking like
Good
this
job,
one?
good
These
job.
same cocksuckers that are saying, go back to your country. If you don't love this country, why don't you leave it? You know? Are the same people who are telling these people who are fleeing their countries because they don't like their country? Go back and fix it. What the fuck? How does this make any sense? And people are just going, makes sense to me. I mean, if you don't like this country, why don't you leave and go to some other country?
I love how you went It's really sad because, like, you think I think back to 2015. I'm at work. It's like 1:30 in the morning. An older gentleman that I worked with, a liberal man, and I were arguing about politics. I consider myself the atheist of politics because I fucking hate them all. But
I'm with you.
He was adamantly arguing with me, like to the point where he's screaming and spitting. Like he's that mad that he's spitting while he's talking that Donald Trump is unelectable. And the whole time I was just calm. I said, no, I mean, he will be the president. He's not the one that should be, but he most certainly will be.
Yep.
But he's not seeing what you're saying.
Yes.
Mhm.
He's seeing Trump as president.
Right. So, like, the state that the country is in right now, it's a multifaceted thing. One of the biggest blunders in political history is the Democratic Party nominating Hillary fucking Clinton. You could have picked anyone else, and they would have beat Donald Trump.
Yep.
Anyone. You could have picked Ross Perot.
Dug him up from the fucking grave.
Yes, you could have.
Weekend at Bernie's his ass up there on the goddamn debate stage.
Sunglasses.
He would have won. Like Ralph Nader could have beat Donald Trump.
He doesn't win in anything.
No! Like, he can't even win a game of shuffleboard. Like, that fucker would have won. But they picked Hillary Clinton. Like America right now, like the Benghazi thing. The Benghazi thing doesn't get talked about. It should get talked about. It is a legitimate problem. Obama and Hillary Clinton and our entire Joint Chiefs of Staff and our the upper echelon of our government allowed American citizens to be fucking slaughtered and forgotten about, and that's a problem. Okay? It should be a problem for anyone. Like, should they have been in Somalia? Absolutely not. Or, I don't think it was Somalia, it was,
Olivia?
Libya, thank you. Should they have been in Libya? Absolutely fucking not. But that's what the CIA does.
Yeah.
Like, they're everywhere. Like, Bay of Pigs, like...
CIA is the McDonald's of our government.
Yes, thank you. Like, you want to look at political fucking upheaval in the world? The CIA is involved somewhere. They have masterminded it, okay? But like the Benghazi thing was a problem, and once that was, once the cat was out of the bag for Americans, like your blue collar, leaving the fucking factory in the afternoon, people like us. Saw that there was, like, Hillary Clinton literally could have had the ability to create utopia, and we would have not voted with her.
And the funny thing is, when you look at the metadata of where she lost, right? She lost by a matter, and this is give or take, between 100 and 300,000 votes. On the map, it looks like he, like, killed her, because he did win the states that she needed to win.
Right.
To win.
Even though she had the popular vote in countries like, or in, not countries, in states like California,
Sure.
which have a massive fucking population.
She did win. She dominated the popular vote. But when you look at where the states where she lost by pretty small margins with your Michigans and your Wisconsins and your Pennsylvanians and your Ohios, where she needed to win, and also probably like West Virginia and Virginia, where she needed to win those to combat his taking of Florida, he took all those. But by such a small margin. It's so funny. She's the most unelectable person, and he barely beat her.
So if you would have nominated like Bernie is a perfect example. You know, I remember that election that election campaign, feel the fucking burn.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like there was a lot of people like me that almost refused to vote for somebody that has been a politician their entire life, that has lived on government assistance their entire life. But if they would have nominated anyone else, they would have won.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point.
Like, if Bernie would have been the Democratic nominee, he would have won.
Yeah.
And we may be in the exact same spot we are right now for different reasons, but it would not have been Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You would not have had the tweets and the fucking the social and political blunderings and our nation. How do I want to phrase it? The face of our nation, fucking drugged through the mud with foreign dignitaries and foreign nations. Like that is a big deal.
It is.
They're stirring the pot of white nationalism
Yes.
that he boasts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what cracks me up? The other day, the House actually decided to vote whether to move on to impeachment.
Mm-hmm.
A mostly Democratic-led House.
They have the majority.
They had the opportunity, and they voted against it.
You know why? Nancy fucking Pelosi. Nancy fucking Pelosi. You know what? I don't consider myself a Democrat. I don't. I'm something different. I look at both sides. I see the pros and positives on both sides of the aisle.
You're an American.
I'm a fucking American, goddamn.
Heritage.
Okay.
Heritage.
She is everything wrong with that side of the party.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Absolutely.
Everything. And I know for a fact if they voted for impeachment and it goes to the Senate, they're not going to oust him out of office. That hearing's going to go through there. He has enough support there. He'll slide by like nothing.
But it'll get people talking about it.
It would get the attention. It would be a statement that they're not going to stand for this shit when there's the same shit and underhanded bullshit that Clinton did that got him impeached.
Mm-hmm.
He is obstructing justice. And there's 11 counts of it in that report that he's like, if he would have not broken a law, I would have said so. If he wouldn't have not obstructed justice, I would have said so. It's not his job. And everybody thought like, oh, he's bringing the hammer. His job is to do the investigation and hand it over to Congress and say, do your job. And they will not act. Mm-hmm. They refuse to. There are a select few that have the balls. And that is one thing I want to talk about. I don't necessarily agree with this, with everything that the new run of Congress, the people, men and women are saying, but I love their fucking balls.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Here's the thing. To add to my thing about standing up and changing your country, if you don't like it, why don't you leave? Well, the whole thing about America is that we created a fucking country where we didn't have to fucking do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where if you don't like what's going on, stand up and change it.
If you have a leak in your roof, you don't just sell your house and move.
Yeah.
You fix it.
You have to fix it. And if whether or not you, anybody in this room agrees with what they have to say,
two-prong outlets all over this basement.
There he is.
I'm not gonna move out of the house just because I have two-prong outlets.
Yeah.
I don't like them, but I'm dealing with them
exactly.
and I'm fixing them.
Okay, so like whether or not we agree with what they have to say, that's beyond the point. In this country, they have the freedom to stand up for what they want to believe in and change it. And if they do change it and succeed, it's in either the opposition sides to fight it and resist or adapt.
Yep.
And because that's how we move and progress. Hi, Mike. How you doing over there?
Here's part of the
I'm
problem.
good. I'm just letting you go because I agree with 99.9% of everything you're saying.
Here's part of the problem. You have politicians like Rand and Ron Paul who are laughed out of politics. When Ron Paul specifically, what was bad about what he was wanting to do in the government? Nothing.
Rand Paul did piss me off last week.
Rand Paul is... I think part of his game is to go back and forth from party to party and just rile people up.
Well,
I think that's part of his game.
I think that like he tries to be like Daddy because I was a Ron Paul supporter. I did like Ron Paul. His son, on the other hand, he's more of he likes to dip his toe over here. Mm-hmm. I'm this today. The other one, I'm over here today. And he voted against the bill to fund the support for the 9/11 first responders.
Yep.
He voted
Which
against
is
it.
Bullshit.
Because how are we going to pay for it?
This fucking
But
un-American
this motherfucker
fuck.
voted to push through tax cuts that's going to cost this country trillions
Mhm.
in the next coming years, and he had no problem with that.
Yep.
It's fucking bullshit.
I was elated to see the 9/11 thing go through.
Yep.
I mean, I shared that video not long
The
ago.
Congress,
John Stewart.
Congress,
of John Stewart.
That was
you know,
wonderful.
fucking slamming his fist down on the table. And,
getting pissed, and he should.
yep. We all should be pissed about it.
Yes.
It's so I love the fact that that group of people has a spokesperson or someone speaking and standing up
Like
for
Jon
them.
Stewart.
And this isn't a political thing,
No.
and it should not be politicized.
No.
I don't care.
They're fucking
These
heroes.
motherfuckers went and did their goddamn fucking jobs on a day that we needed them the most,
And it's
and they
killing
did
them.
it. And it's killing them. And we're not doing it now, 20 years. It's like, what happened? The party that said never forget, forgetting them.
Mhm.
Are now saying how we
Well,
pay for
it's
it.
not even that they're forgetting. They just don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
They don't want to. They don't
They
want
want
to
to push it.
accept
They
it.
want to sweep it under a rug.
So, yeah, Rand Paul's jumping back and forth aside. Like, where would our country have been right now if we would have given his dad a chance? Like, that guy was laughed out of politics. And we have somebody like Donald fucking Trump in office.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Much like the state of Illinois, our nation has an identity crisis right now. Because it is a group of generations blaming all of life's problems on our generation and the generations after us when they built the boat and the boat's sinking and well that fucker hammered the nail. Like, okay, like, you designed it, you built the fucking boat, like, we brought you the wood, motherfucker. And not only are we the hardest working generation in history, we are the most overworked generation in history. Like, I read a statistic the other day that people of our generation are, like, almost 100% against taking any time off of work ever because
fucking afford it.
because the company will feel bad about us because we weren't there. We're the only generation in history that cares more about the job that we're doing than our personal life.
To Mike's note, though, is like it's difficult to afford it.
Right.
You can't fucking afford it anymore. They raise everything up so much
Mhm.
that, I mean, now with Joanna working, it's great. You know, it'll help us out a lot. But we were doing decent.
Mhm.
But you look at the job that we have. I mean, $26 an hour. That's awesome
Mhm.
for about anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at other people. I could not fathom living off of $12 an hour. I couldn't do it. There's no way. I couldn't own a house. I couldn't have a car. I couldn't have a nice car. I couldn't have nothing.
And
Video games was a video game.
And that's the crazy thing, that even like when you're thinking about the $15 an hour minimum wage, it's just the tip of the iceberg, because the minimum wage, when it was created back in the 30s, was supposed to go hand in hand with inflation,
Correct.
Yep.
and it hasn't, because politicians have purposely pushed that down, and it's gotten to the point where even if you try to bring this up, what does that do? Increases inflation. It's now something that builds amount upon amount. So people are like, you can't do that. It increases
That's
inflation.
gonna fuck me.
Yeah. Well, and
It's
the
gonna
thing,
fuck us.
and the thing is that even if you, there's going to be a lot of places in the country that a $15 an hour thing, it could mess with their economy.
Mhm.
So there's that issue, but it's also going to end up being to a point that it may not be enough for some people. Some people have 2 or 3 minimum wage jobs just to make their damn rent and get their food
Well,
for the month.
And that's one of the biggest statistics. You look at the median rent
Mm-hmm.
for the average person in the United States has gone up like 670%. And this is rough numbers. I can't remember the statistic because it's a statistic and it's an imaginary
Mhm.
number. But like 670% in 20 years. And minimum wage has been stagnated
Yeah.
for fucking generations, basically. I mean, I remember when it went from 5 something an hour to 7.25.
Yeah.
It was 6:30. I was like 6:30 when I started working at Monocles,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was. I think it got bumped up to 7:25
Yep.
right around 2010.
That was the bump. 725.
And it's been 7.25 ever since.
Yep.
So,
And you know what's really funny?
7.25.
You know what's even funnier is if you are a waitress, you don't get minimum wage.
No.
you get
You get fucked is
you
what
get
you get.
$3.25.
$2.50 or $3,
So
something like
the
that.
only thing you get is what people tip, and then people are like, I don't tip. Fuck you. That's how
Fuck
them
you,
people
Mr.
live.
Pink.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Mr. Pink. Yeah, no, it's crazy because then it's like, you know, people then like, well, minimum wage is just a starting position. Minimum wage is you're supposed to be able to afford the bare minimum in your life.
Yep.
You know, you won't be able to go on vacations. Maybe you can't afford to go doing cool stuff, but
You're supposed to be able to live.
You're supposed to be able to have a roof over your head and have food and pay your bills.
Yep.
That's it. Minimum. That's where this whole thing is getting lost. And now these motherfuckers want to go after the money that we paid in to our Social Security, and which they call entitlement. I love that phrase.
Mhm.
Like, oh, entitlements. We want to do entitlement reform. It's like, motherfucker, that's not an entitlement. That is mine. I paid it.
Mhm.
I paid into that shit for years. And they've been keep borrowing against it to fund their fucking jets and their $500 million hammers and toilet seats. You know?
And that's why things like unions are important, folks. And that's why I'm a member of one. Because I negotiate for what I get paid. I don't work unless I say so. If I don't want to work, I don't go to work. If I want to work, I go to work. I don't pay for health care. I do not pay for my health care. Neither do you guys.
Yeah.
But that's a union ideal.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
Yeah.
So how many people do we know outside of Subaru that get free health care? Almost no one.
Canada.
Well, you know what's funny? There was a doctor.
Every time, man.
Why don't you just move to Canada?
Every now and then he's got a zinger. Every now and then.
There was a doctor who was, or a doctor and economist, whatever. He was on Fox Business and talking about the Medicare for all, and they had all these people on there dogging against it, and he goes, and they're just like, well, the doctors make so much now. How are we going to afford to pay that? And the guy goes, it's actually plausible and doable, but we got to do the due diligence and the math. Because if we change our system, that's going to be the biggest thing, is the changing of the system.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to change. It's going to change for everybody. People don't like change. It's going to change if we do it. But we can afford to if we skim down on our military spending, which doesn't actually go to help our. You don't support the troops. The money doesn't go to the troops, motherfuckers. It goes to these goddamn defense contractors.
Mm-hmm.
Troops, introductory troops make $19,000 a year. What the actual fucking fuck? They're good enough to go fly over and die, but not enough to make a livable wage.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's a touchy subject, Mike.
I stay out of it as much as I can.
I understand.
Because it's one of those things, like, there are other benefits depending on what you do in the military. Because if you are a full-fledged active duty military personnel, you don't pay for living. You don't.
If you live in the barracks.
If you live in the
you're a
barracks.
single guy
And you're a single
living
guy.
in the barracks.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you can get on post
you
housing.
can, which are always not the nicest places.
No, and some of them are very hard to get on post.
Yes.
But off post housing, you have to pay out of pocket. Now they do give you a deal, but as you say,
get a living stipend.
Yeah, but it's 19. As he said, a PV1 makes $19,000 a year. That ain't enough.
I know from my time spent out of country on a lot of different military bases, I know I have dozens and dozens of friends my age and my dad's age that when they got into the military, that might have been 25 years ago, they had to live on government assistance. So not only were they getting like a living stipend, but they were also on food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
Because the $19,000 a year could not feed their family. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm. It's horrible.
It's awful.
And these are the people that you want to say, okay, yeah, you got to go fight and die.
Yeah.
Well, what am I dying for? I never even got anything to begin with.
Mhm.
I've been
Old
dirt
enough to-
now. I'm dirt later.
Old enough to die, but not old enough to drink.
See, and when I joined, I was underage, obviously.
Yeah.
And that was the stipulation. They were like, so what are you doing? Well, I'm getting ready to go to Iraq. Why are you not having a beer? I'm 18. Yeah, no. Here, free. Period.
Mhm.
More
It's
and
dumb.
more people say, if you're 18 years and you're in the military and you can't drink, that's bullshit.
Well, I've seen a lot of reports from, like medical reports that say, well, the the legal drinking age is 18 because at 18 years old is 21 because at 18 your liver's not fully developed.
Your brain.
Well, I mean, whatever you want to say.
The one I've read is that your brain isn't fully developed until you're 25. 21 is like the safest threshold, I guess.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The Germans been doing it since they were 13.
Yeah.
You can go into a bar alone.
France.
And then they started the Third
14.
Reich.
Oh.
well.
Oh.
That was
Hey,
Another thing
the
that's
drinking age in America is 21, and we've got the Fourth Reich going right now.
Oh,
so.
you know shit, right?
Another thing that like our college system, extremely expensive for nothing.
Mhm.
And you go up to Canada. I was listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast, and Barbara Dunkelman, famed Canadian of Rooster Teeth,
Right.
she's like, I paid like $1,700 a semester, maybe a year for college. Sometimes my books were more than my tuition.
So in specific countries, they pay you to go to college.
Yeah.
That they will literally, you go to college.
I mean, I got paid to go to college.
They
and I
tell you
dropped
what is
out.
it? Was it Switzerland or Denmark or somebody? Somebody started a thing where you no longer have to pay taxes unless from to 25, unless you pass a certain point of income. So, and that's the age of what are you doing when you're 18 to 25? You're going to college. You're learning. You're getting your life experiences. You're trying to get your foothold on where your life's going to lead. That's what you're doing. And they get taxed the most. They're getting screwed over so bad here. But you got other countries that's like, so yeah, that's our future. So we're going to make their life as easy as possible so that they can later on make this country better. And we're over here going, we're the greatest country in the goddamn world.
Until we can
For what?
better ourselves and better our educational system, my advice to any young person, whether they're late teens, trying to figure out what to do with their life still, going in their 20s, if you're listening to this weird amalgamation of a smash cast that this has become between gaming and podcastrophy, game addicts and podcastrophy, learn a fucking trade. Right now, that's more important than ever. Learn a fucking trade, be like this dude, and join a fucking union right now.
Here's the thing, because if to cut you off, sorry, you can use that later on.
Yeah.
If you're a carpenter, you can use it later on. You don't need to go in the union. You don't have to go left, right. You could go anywhere in the world and do carpentry, electricians,
plumbers.
All that stuff is needed.
We all need it. You never know you need it until you need it.
So just to put it in a little bit in perspective before I go on to the next thing I had to say. Journeyman wireman, which is what I am. I'm an apprentice wireman right now. The scale in Hawaii is $98 an hour.
That's insane.
So that's $98 an hour wage, not including your free healthcare, I have 5 pensions right now, not including my own private retirement. So I have 5 pensions. I don't pay it.
Because you pay your dues towards it. Yeah.
Because I pay my dues towards it. But I pay $119 every 3 months. So you figure that out. $115 every 3 months is what, like $45 a month?
Yeah, roughly.
Something like that. But anyway, it's $98 an hour. In Las Vegas, it's $75 an hour. In Boston, Massachusetts, it's...
You mean the pay is actually scaled to where, like, because
it's based on your cost of living.
Well, yeah, because cost of living in Hawaii is astronomical.
So the local, if I move to Mobile, Alabama today, or any of the
Turducken.
If I move to Mobile, Alabama, Turducken, the journeyman wireman scale is $27.65 an hour. So I would take a pay cut, but the cost of living is less.
Yeah,
their dues are less. Blah 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 blah. Like, learning a trade not only is beneficial for me, but, like, a lot of right politicians complain. The right is constantly attacking unions because they're bad, okay? They don't fucking work hard. If you take a non-union electrical contractor versus a union electrical contractor and look at their quality of work, they're going to get you killed. The non-union will. And I've seen that firsthand. Before I was even in the union. A journeyman wireman for a non-union electrical company makes like $15 an hour. A journeyman wireman here makes $33.68. So, I mean, make a lot more money.
Yeah.
You do a lot higher quality work. You got free healthcare. And it's not free because you've earned it. You
Yeah.
know? You went to school, you've put the time in, you fucking earned it. And you get to negotiate for what you make. So, but like, back to the military thing, when I was a teenager and I was part-time living in Germany, before their current prime minister, they still had conscription. So at the age of 18, you had about 3 choices. Choice number 1, join the military at 18. Minimum 2 years service. After that, you don't have to be there anymore. A lot of people stayed career military. They paid their military pretty well. Option 2, go to college. Pretty much free. You just gotta go.
It pretty much is free in Germany.
You just gotta go. Like, work as much as you want. You just gotta go.
Pick a field, do a degree, learn your field, go.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then contribute to society.
Yeah.
Option 3, public service. So at the time that they still had it, public service was pretty broad. So it could be any of the trades. It could be car manufacturing or manufacturing in general, because that has always and forever will be important to the German people. I mean, it was a big part of the Third Reich.
Yeah.
But like, Germans take pride in their manufacturing and engineering. It's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Engineering in general is
Yeah.
like, that's Germany.
Right. But road construction. Like, there is not a fucking stitch, not 1 mile of road in Germany that is government funded, I guess is how I'm going to phrase it. That's not not constantly under construction. That's why all the roads are really nice.
And I just tell you what, I've seen them build their roads from the ground up. They build them like a freaking runway for the airplanes.
Exactly.
That's why they last so damn
Well,
long.
and part of it, people, like, especially here in the Midwest where we are at, people are always like, well, it's the climate fucks our roads. Germany has an identical climate to Indiana. That's why Indiana is named Indiana.
It's actually not why. It's bacteria that eats the asphalt. That's why it's bad. Okay.
Aliens, okay. So, before we go any deeper, before we wrap it up, before we decide whatever we're going to do,
I think it's about time we wrap it up.
what we got popping in the comments? My wife had a big thing. You
Yeah,
never read
your
it to
wife
me.
says, I'm not sure what you said, but I heard wife, and everyone laughed, so I'm sure it wasn't nice.
What's Austin Hill?
Austin's Hill
Austin's Hill.
says,
owns it.
what's wrong with Dick's face?
That's
That's a popular one today.
It's dumb.
Austin's
Well,
Hill
that's normal.
also says, we are programmed to feel that way by companies that care more about the product we produce than the people working there. That's why they punish and shame those that take time off for themselves or even take 6 time off.
Exactly.
Yep. That's
And
a
it's
good way to
despicable.
place it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been there where I see someone take time off that it's their allotted PTO time, and I'm like, fuck them. Ooh, someone can't show up to work.
But is it because you don't like the fact that they're out, or the fact that they get to go out and you don't?
I don't like that they're out, and it's like, oh, like, and it's like, or the people that, like, when they offer PTO in the morning, and they're like, yeah, I'll take PTO. I'll get pissed. Like, it's not as bad anymore, but like, there was a time when I was like, seriously, again.
It depends on who it is.
If it's the same person over and over again.
Because Cliffy takes it a lot.
Yeah, Cliff, Sean, or Joe. Like, it's like, seriously, you can't work again today. You can't work today. But at the same time, it's like they're using their time the way they want to use it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I mad at them? Why am I getting so worked up because they get to go home and use up their day?
Yeah.
You don't get to go home.
For me, it's jealousy. I know that for 100%.
There is that.
I'm like, I hate you because
There
you
is
get to
that
leave
jealousy
and I have to
aspect.
stay in this shithole.
Or there's the times where I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, and then someone ahead of me gets it, and it's like, fuck, Cliff.
Yeah.
It's normally Cliff. Mine's always Shehorn.
Yeah.
Or
Every
if
time
one
it's
of
like,
us.
No, we're at the end of the year. There's nobody's got days left, and I'm over here with like 3. I'm like, I'm getting it for sure. Eric's like, I'll take it, and I literally text him, "F you," and he'll laugh. And then the next day, I have to go up to him and say, Are you gonna take that today? No. Okay, well I'm gonna do it. So I'm just making sure because you always can take it.
Hey, I'm feeling froggy.
And then he will.
Or there's those times where you're up for coex, not a guaranteed thing ever.
No.
You're up for coex for like, and then you don't coex for like 3 months because of Manning.
I'm
and
4
then
away.
it's finally time. Manning's perfect. They're asking for PTOs. Someone takes PTO. Fuck. All right. We'll try again tomorrow. Someone takes PTO. Fuck. All right. Try again tomorrow. Manning's bad.
Yeah.
It was like today. We're like 2-3 plus in Sealer 2 right now.
Yeah.
We really are.
Teresa, she has training hours. That's why we're able to train people right now.
We should have an ample amount of time because Prudence still doesn't sign off on 4 jobs. It literally is mandated.
Well, she used all of her time.
That's the thing, is that something needs to happen to that individual because they are supposed to have 4 jobs. That's mandated by the top echelon of our company.
I like how we're
4
spending
jobs.
2 weeks to train somebody on a model that's getting ran out this week.
Yes.
And-
See, the way I've justified that in my mind is it's just skill building.
And on that note, yes.
I
that-
don't bother her at all with it. I just let her go, and I'm like, do your best.
She's great. She's great.
She's doing fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. I have no complaints about her whatsoever. The only thing that I haven't complained about is that in Mindset we're launching a brand new model which she hasn't even touched yet.
She should have been spending all of this time in Pilot working on the car. Only that car.
Her name is Shaquila. She is the Shack Attack.
And she'll never be as good as me.
No one will ever be
No,
as good as you.
I talked to her for the first time, like officially, because I went out to trim today, and on my way back, she was coming out, and I'm like, "Whoa, you guys done already?" She's like, "Nah, I mean they're still up there. I leave at 2:30." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I got it. I got my hopes up."
Yesterday I told her like 2:25, 2:26. I'm like, "Hey, you can start packing up and heading out." She goes, "No, I'll stay." I'm like,
No, you have to.
I'm like,
She wants overtime.
pretty sure that you have to go at 2:30. She goes, "Do I have to?" I'm like, "Look, I know you want that OT, but until you get signed off, yeah, no, you gotta go, man.
Go.
I'm not getting bitched out for this."
What stations are you training her on?
16
left
right,
and
left.
15 left.
Yeah,
And she's picked up both of those very quickly.
so fast.
But the thing is exactly like you said. So Friday we're supposed to have no cars. Well, that's bullshit. But the line's gonna be empty out, and then next week we start the new model, the official launch of the new model. Well,
For which car?
The 2 main ones.
See, we were told that they were splitting them up. That the first.
Well, either or. It's
we have
that-
no
it's
idea
not
because they're
too
supposed to do sedan for 2 weeks,
sedan
and then,
wagons. Yeah.
and wagons, and then blend them all together. Who knows? What
I
they
do have to add this in there that while I was in Subaru working over shutdown, I inspected a TR8 that had station 15. That's specifically what I was inspecting.
Mhm.
Awful.
It was probably him.
No, I haven't done it.
Fucking awful. How did that pass?
It couldn't have been me because I've been offline.
Yeah. No,
It was awful. It was bad.
Probably Prudence.
Like,
Yeah, hers is bad.
like it was real bad. Like Cameron wouldn't
Well,
do
no,
that.
that
bad.
would have been a night shift car.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was awful.
What about night shift card? Yeah.
Cameron wouldn't have done that bad.
I don't know.
Yeah, the second shift, they're dropping like flies. We've got that one girl's leaving, Lacey.
Mhm.
The other girl, Ashley, I guess she's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just walked out.
She just walked out. So they're down 2, plus the one they already left with old log legs.
Yeah.
So that puts you at what? They're 3 down.
Yeah.
So, Mike, are we gonna stay over this week?
I'm not.
You gonna stay over this week?
Like that. What would I stay over for?
Because I'll stay over.
I'm not staying over because you stayed over.
I might stay over.
I'm gonna stay over.
I don't know.
I'm
I
at
don't
the,
I don't know
I'll
what I'm
stay
doing
over.
Friday.
I'm at the point anymore where I don't want to be there anymore. I spent, you guys know, during Pilot, I lived there 12 hours a day.
And it's funny because right now they get 8 straight. So
Yeah,
they don't
I was
work overtime.
12 hours a day every day. Saturdays and Sundays, I never, ever went home just to go home and sleep. And after things that happened, it's like, I'm done. Like, I don't do any of it. It's like I was going to start taking other jobs. And it's like, oh, well, that's going to completely cut into my shutdown work. Screw that. It's just like we said. Like, he put it perfectly. They don't care about you. They only care about their product. And if you're not there doing a magnificent somebody is going to replace you. They don't give a shit about you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to worry about your family and your life and just go there to make money.
What's my phrase, Blaine? You gotta do what?
Best for you.
You gotta do what makes you happy.
That.
God, I knew that.
It's been a while since you said it.
See,
I used
who
to
your
preach
true
it. I
friends
used
are?
to preach it all the time when I was at Subaru. Not that I was unhappy, because like people ask me that I work with now, like I've had such a diverse work career at 27 years old that like it's a topic a lot, and because I've traveled and stuff like that, you know, and I like to talk, so it's easy.
Sure.
Right.
You know, people always ask me, you know, how was it working out at Subaru? And I always start with, well, I worked with a great group of people, and it made it pretty awesome. If I didn't work with that group of people, it would have been pretty fucking awful. And that is manufacturing in a nutshell.
Yep.
So, I mean, you know, these old timers that are after our generation always say, well, you know, you got to make the best out of it. You shouldn't have to. You should not have to at all.
When you look at other countries, like Canada's minimum wage, I think is 10, 12, something an hour. I think it's 12. And they get free healthcare, all this stuff, but they also give them time off.
It's 11:06.
11:06. So they're giving them
So
time
worthless.
off. They're like, hey, you've been here too much. Go home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the European nations that have
They're all about family.
that have cut back to like the 32-hour work week, that is fucking great. And while we're talking about work weeks, remember, folks, you have the 8-hour work day and the 40-hour work week because of unions, specifically.
Yeah.
With that said, I think it's time to wrap up this
Finger
episode.
guns. Bam, bam,
I
bam.
literally just messaged you. We need to wrap.
Why do you message him and not me, huh?
Yeah.
I'm the fucking co-host of this
Yeah.
show.
He's really good at steering, man. You're the steam engine. You keep it going.
Ram it right
solid, baby. solid.
All right. With that being said,
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
this has been an awesome episode. It's been a while since we've had an episode of this caliber, and
Lots of big dick energy.
so much big dick energy.
Mike,
it's
you were
so
very
great.
subdued.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Well, the thing is, you guys are hitting everything I wanted to say, so I'm just sitting here and you get the, yeah, you right.
It's so great to have the Game Addicts
You
podcast on Podcastrophe.
Absolutely.
I mean, Brandon, you've been here so much.
Especially the last couple of months. It's like
Yeah.
ever since you moved and you did the Game of Thrones thing, I was like your most consistent guest for that.
Mhm.
Like you almost could call me like a third host of some sorts.
Coast. I like your verbiage there.
But yeah, no, it's always a good time here. I'll be here next week. To celebrate, and congratulations to you guys for 100 episodes of Podcastrophe. I will say that in the last 10 episodes, I think I've been on more than ever, and that was not done by design by any means. It was this week was spontaneous and it was awesome.
It was a very welcome surprise to walk down and pull that green screen back and see you and Mike sitting here.
Hell yeah.
Because I expected you, because I saw your car, and then I was like, wait, what's that voice? It's my little buddy!
Yeah. Of course, I've been wanting to get Mike on here for a while. I mean, I know I haven't said it, but like,
Yeah, he talks about. He's like,
I know
I really
I
want to
wanted
get on the
to
show.
get
I'm like, all right, let me know, and then he never asks. Never.
it's one of. I think I have asked once, and you're like, I can't.
It was actually a weekend where like I had stuff planned. I was
Yeah.
leaving town, so that.
So
was not
and
gonna happen.
I'm like,
But
well,
that's like
I don't know if you can or not. I don't know if you can.
once.
There's like,
once.
well, you know, there's
we're
an
gonna
anxiety.
We're going to
There's
use
an
this as a
anxiety
stepping
to it.
stone to get you on here more often.
Yes,
That's fair.
there's an anxiety for me to asking a guest to be on the show. Like I
Just tell Tyler. To
it's a
do it.
fear of rejection sometimes.
Just
it's,
tell Tyler to do it. I never tell him no.
Has a little penis.
I know.
So this has been Podcast for episode 99. This has been Game Addicts Podcast, episode 131, in this awesome Smashcast, Gamecastrophe. It's been great, guys.
It has. Let's bring it home.
Yeah, we already did the plugs in the middle.
Yeah.
We already did the plugs in the middle, so we don't have to do it here at the end. So if you guys made it this far, thank you guys so much for listening. Comment if you do. Please feel so need to tell us how much you love us and hate us. That's so welcome to hear all your lovely voices.
Thank you for everybody every week listening to me on any show that I'm on.
He doesn't know which show he's on right now.
To the Journey into Comics Network.
And thank you for listening to my long-winded, sometimes inexplicable rants about God knows what. Thanks for always listening.
So yeah, hit us up on all the podcasting platforms, both of our podcasts, Game Addicts Podcast and Podcast
Just
Feed.
plug in again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just said we weren't going to do that.
You can check out Podcast Feed live every Tuesday, roughly around 6, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can check out Game Addicts on
Wednesdays, around between 4 and 6.
Wednesday.
Robotic voice. Wednesday.
So yeah, download us, share us, watch us, listen to us,
Talk to us.
talk to us,
Love
chat
us.
with us,
Live
and
us.
just do your best.
Live, laugh, love us.
Oh no.
Do what makes you happy.
Do what makes you
Bam!
happy, and make every day a big dick day. Bye guys.
Later.
Bye.
Oh, you got cut off.
Oh,
I know. It's okay.
you can't
I'm
do
used
that.
to it.
Blaine hates you.
All right, bye live feed. It's been good.
Hey, has my mic been picking up?
Yep.
The cable just fell out.
Well, the stream is picked up by these two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when-
you see
Oh,
like
no.
all the
So I'm there.
all the
Yeah, you're
wavies.
there.
Holy crap! It was sitting like this, and then I was like, okay.
Boom.
I have not been playing with it.
Robotic voice.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's talk extra life real